intro you first.
Folks, good evening. It's been a red hot minute since I've been on here. Had a lot going on, but we, and I say we as in more than one of us, we are back for episode 83 of the Archery Geek Outdoors podcast. I'm Richard, your host, and I am stoked tonight to be joined by two wonderful guests. There is the Welsh wonder, Clwyd Archer, Mr. Nathan Vaughan, and the Asiatic artisan, Mr. Dave Brown, better known as Journey with Arrows. Gentlemen, good evening, and thank you so much for joining me.
Good evening, Rich. It's been a pleasure. It's a pleasure, mate.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us on. Very much looking forward to seeing where the conversation takes us.
Definitely.
Hopefully Dark's can twist it at points hilarious at others and just chatting till our jaws fall off about archery.
I expect
I'm just going to
nothing
put
less.
this mic back a bit because I'm picking some plosives up. And yes, I did say plosives, not explosives, before MI6 start watching me. It looks like Dave's trying to stroke my face here.
I am. It's I'm trying to stick my phone on silent. Right.
Mate, it's these luscious silver locks, isn't it?
I was going to say, it's quite a difference, I'll be honest, from the last time I seen you.
There we go.
After 20 years of wet shaving my head, it's like, I quite like this. I'm a silver fox.
I was just going to say, silver fox.
Definitely. Right, who's going to introduce himself first?
I'll let Dave go first.
Cool. Hi, everybody. My name's Dave, Asiatic archer and big history buff. For anybody that doesn't know, I shoot a bow with the arrow on what you may call the wrong side of the bow and pull the string with my thumb. And a quick public service announcement. I need to apologize that I let about 10,000 people know that I was sharing this podcast with a Nathan Vaughan, because I'm an idiot. So I'm just gonna correct it now. His last name is Vaughan, which has been made aware to me after the matter of fact. So apologies for that, buddy. But I'm very happy to be here and sharing the screen with you both.
It makes him sound kind of Austrian or German, doesn't it? Nathan Vaughan.
I can tell much worse.
Now, for those folks that don't see this on YouTube, I've got to say, Dave looks like a freaking Viking warrior.
I get that a lot. Usually a Ragnar. But
yeah,
but I'm on the whiskey, not the mead. So
yeah, same here. Tonight's podcast is sponsored by the letters, hang on, J and D again. Yay! Actually, I've not got a lot left in this now.
You're getting through it.
Mate, I try not to drink too much when I'm recording, because I can get a little rowdy on the microphone.
I've heard.
Right, Mr. Vaughan, Clwyd. Introduce yourself.
Hi all, I'm Nathan. Go as Clwyd Archer on Instagram. I just do a lot of MFAS shooting up in North Wales. Member of Blythe Field Archers, which most of you have probably heard of if you shoot within the UK. We hold the Welsh 3D champs at our course. Brilliant course, which one day we will get Rich over with us.
Yeah.
We have had our Dave over with us, and who's enjoyed the course quite a lot. So yeah, I'm just here tonight. Thank you very much, Rich, to have a bit of a laugh, bit of a chat, and see where we go.
Right, let's switch it back to Dave. What's your background in archery then? How did you get into archery, and why Asiatic?
Why Asiatic? Good question. Okay, so believe it or not, my whole interest in archery began with Lord of the Rings, and I'm sure there's a million and one people that probably have the same origins of that. Big Lord of the Rings buff. From as early as I can remember, I was building my own bows in the garden, just out with sticks and my cats are going nuts. Building arrows and bows out with sticks, making my own self bows. From there, I actually moved into Olympic recurve archery with Archery GB and did that for quite a few years. Cut a long story short, from there, I had actually took an injury to my elbow. I had my whole elbow rebuilt. Yeah, so that was a gymnastics accident, so not archery related whatsoever. So I had 7 breaks in my arm and absolutely battered it to bits. Took many, many years before I could draw a bow properly again. Following on from that, I was always heavily involved in martial arts, which is how I got into the Asiatic side of things. Mainly to begin with things like the Yumi, like you would see in Japan.
Yeah.
And then kind of migrated more and more into like Chinese archery. And most of what I focus on at the moment is what we call or Magyar archery, Hungarian archery.
Say that again.
Magyar, Hungarian. So the English would pronounce it Magyar, but it's pronounced Magyar. So that's kind of how I got into archery. A little bit of stick building in the back garden, a little bit of Olympic recurve, and then finally moving on down into Asiatic archery.
Yeah, I must admit, for those who, if I get this up on YouTube, for those of you who aren't watching on YouTube, have a look on YouTube. Of course, what's that one? It's going to be to your left, on the extreme left. The size on that look insane.
This one here?
That one there.
Yeah, so this is a Magyar bow. This is a Hungarian bow. It's a 9th, 10th century horn bow. So it's got the antler plates down the side here, and it's all sinew backed and horn bellied. These bits here that we call a sear, this is all antler. So none of this bends. It's a static end to the bow.
Yeah.
So there's only about maybe 4 to 5 inches of limb that actually bends here. The rest of it stays straight, and this doesn't reflex like it does on a reflex bow. But yeah, that is a traditional Magyar bow that you would have seen in the 9th, 10th century, which is kind of cool. It's old, so it doesn't get strung anymore. It just sits pride of place on the wall there. And this is a little Ottoman bow. So from like Turkey, and then we go back into Hungary, and a little bit further over the east as well on the other side.
See, now the English longbow shooters get all pissed off when I say the English longbows, fucking agricultural. When you look at that thing, you say that was 10th century. That's a 10th century design.
Yes, yeah. To the point, the thickness of the spears and everything. Yeah.
So I mean, they were building laminated bows with static tips. 1,000 years ago, and to be fair, if you're not watching this on YouTube, it looks like 2 ice hockey sticks glued together.
Yeah, pretty much. You're right there. Yeah. What confuses a lot of people is obviously it bends back the opposite way. So for people that may not be that familiar with Asiatic bows, some of them, the tips will sometimes touch when they're unstrung, make like a full circle, and they bend all the way back out again.
I'd be too scared to string one of those. I think the damn thing was going to snap on me, let alone draw it when it was strung.
You have to warm them up and look after it. So.
I should imagine so.
Probably like looking after a baby, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Right, Mr. Vaughan, sir.
Yes.
Give us your background, how you got into archery.
Well, not quite as long ago as Dave. It was a bit of a random way of getting into archery, really. I jumped straight into field archery.
Yeah.
Both good friend of mine, Will, as you know, Big Willie.
You're Big Willie. Everyone should have a Big Willie.
We used to work together, and Will does quite a lot of woodwork, stuff outside of work. And we discussed about potentially making our own bows just for a bit of a project, something to do. And overnight, you know how social media likes to listen to everything you say. I had an advert pop up for Blythe for a beginner's course. Popped it over to Will. Said, "Do you fancy giving this a go?" Popped over there. Since then, been completely hooked on it. And that was, 3 years ago now. That's all I've done.
It's only been 3 years.
3 years since I've been shooting.
Nice.
So you'd only been shooting a year when we shot together at Briar Rose then?
Yeah, that was my first year shooting, first competition year shooting.
That was such a good day, because shooting with you and Will, it really didn't feel like it was a competition. It was just
No.
three guys talking bollocks in the woods and flinging some carbon and bits of rubber.
Yeah, it was probably one of the most relaxed competitions I ever shot.
Yeah.
It like you say, it didn't feel like a competition at all. And towards the end of it was just like, oh, hang on, are we supposed to be scoring this?
Been there.
Yeah, it was brilliant day. Honestly, brilliant day.
So what's your bow history then?
Bow history. So I started off with a hybrid ash, a 35-pound hybrid ash from Oak Ridge. And I shot that for probably about 18 months.
Yeah.
Great little bow, fantastic little starting bow. I just found towards the end I was struggling. It was a bit too slow.
Yeah.
I wanted something with a bit more of a punch behind it.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was thinking not to go up too much in poundage, but I was strong enough that I could shoot that all day without any problems. So I thought maybe a little bit of a jump.
Yeah.
And then I took quite the plunge from my second bow into my custom bodnik.
Yeah.
At 45-pound, which is obviously just behind me here. And I waited, I think it was just under 12 months from purchase to delivery. But Henry was great throughout the whole process. He sent me pictures of it in process. So a couple of blocks of wood just glued together, and then it turned into this masterpiece behind me.
It is a gorgeous piece of kit. I can't deny it.
It is beautiful. And from day one, I said that's now 45-pound, and I had no problems with it. It's such a smooth drawing bow.
Yeah.
And such a fast bow. I think we put it through the chrono the other day at 202.
Yeah.
On 312 grain arrows.
I think it's just over 6 grains per pound, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So the arrows I've made for this time round are quite light, so I was trying to look for a bit of a flatter trajectory.
Yeah.
Especially with shooting MFAS comps where you do have them stupid long targets out there that you don't want to overestimate or underestimate it.
Yeah.
So I thought, try it with these ones, and so far so good. At competitions, it's working well for me. When I go back to do the bow hunters, I'll probably go back down a heavier arrow to get that lower point on range.
Yeah.
But for now, these are perfect.
So what's your point on now?
It's around about 40. But 40 yards. My
recurve, when just after Christmas, I thought, right, let's break out the recurve again, see how it goes. It's a toe point slither riser with 45-pound Ukagobi limbs on it, medium, so it's 62-inch. Jesus Christ, that thing's feels about 10 pounds stouter than my hybrid to draw. It feels so heavy on the draw, and we've put them on a bow scale, and there's, at my draw length, there's only 2 pound difference on the fingers. But of course, the hybrid, the cottonmouth, it's just, the draw cycle's amazing. I reckon, what was I shooting out of that? Shooting a 485 grain arrow out of that. My point on was about 60 yards.
Wow.
Jesus.
It's insane.
That's incredible,
that.
That'd be all right, wouldn't it?
I've just set some for, I said to you, didn't I, Nathan, when we were messaging, of course, I've signed up for the Blythe wolf hunter shoot.
You're going to enjoy it.
Mate, I'm looking forward to that.
We were playing about last weekend when Dave was up.
Yeah.
Found a few new little windows to shoot through, so I had a couple of those for them. You're in for a treat.
Absolutely, it's a great course. Very, very good. Very well
my
laid.
arrows come in like a ballista at the moment. But to get a decent point on, because when we talked, I said I'll shoot freestyle with a fixed crawl, but because it's non-sighted, I can't shoot freestyle, can I?
So if
I
I
know
remember
Ken
rightly,
put something up about allowing sighted classes now.
there is talk about allowing sighted archers. I'm not overly sure how we're going to lay the course in a way to benefit both sighted and unsighted archers and still make it a challenge for both.
Well,
Uh,
I mean, I'd queried before why compounds weren't allowed at these, but when you look at some of the technical shots where your bow's almost horizontal, if you're using a blade rest on a compound, you're not going to keep it on the arrow on your rest, are you? It's purely a safety thing.
Yeah, that's how I see it as with sighted archers. And some of the shots that I would like to put in would be an almost horizontal bow shot.
Yeah, I'd have
Um,
to use a whisker biscuit.
yeah, so it'd either be whisker biscuits for them, or maybe we'll put in a separate pegs for sighted archers,
Yeah,
so they still have the challenge, but without the extreme cant.
yeah.
Just give him a left-handed bow and tell him to do it thumb draw.
Mate, I am an extreme cant.
You can keep thumb drawer away from me, Dave.
Yeah, you tried it.
Told you, mate, you're spending too much time away from home. Not enough of that.
It was a disaster. Let's put it that way.
I've got to give Thunder a try at some point.
Mhm.
I've got to give it a whiz.
After
But
trying it, I take my hat off to him.
rather than just a thumb ring, I was actually having a look the other day at they call it a thumb draw tab, but it's a glove with a tab
Yeah,
on
like a
it.
leather. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 You
Do you use
can
one of
certainly
those, or
use
do you
that.
use a ring?
I use a ring. So you can use a leather tab. Obviously, a lot of people like to, especially if you're coming from having shot like 3 under or just split
Yeah.
finger, like to have that contact with the string. So if you want to use a leather glove, by all means, you can do that. You can still get that relationship with the bowstring. Um, with a thumb ring to begin with, it will feel like the most cumbersome bit of equipment that's in the way. You don't really get much of a feel on the bowstring.
Yeah.
After a while, it becomes second nature. Like you won't even notice that it's there. But at the end of the day, it's there to protect your thumb, and a metal one or a horn one works better because you get a cleaner release off of
Yeah.
the string. The string doesn't roll as it does if you're using a leather tab or if you're shooting with 3 fingers. So the whole flight of the arrow is different as well. But yeah, for long run down the road, it depends what draw weight you're shooting as well. I mean, I shoot some heavy bows.
Yeah.
Usually, if I'm doing 3D courses, my draw weight's 55 pounds. Sometimes higher. But not that you need that. But it depends what you want to do. If we go roving and we're shooting 140, 200 yards away at targets, then it'll be a heavier bow than that even still. So I definitely recommend a thumb ring for anything of that height, which is going to take practice, but you'll just end up hurting yourself probably otherwise.
Yeah. When you said heavyweight, I was thinking like you were doing some like those limbs of Sorens, 165 pound or shooting Gibbs
Oh no,
bows.
no, I've just managed 100 pounds draw weight at the moment.
Yeah.
But if I go for a rove or a 3D shoot, I can shoot anywhere between kind of 55 to kind of 65 comfortably all day and be quite content with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the heaviest I've drawn was I got a 90 pound long English longbow back to 29 inches. I couldn't get that final inch. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird because you used to come into a fixed anchor, but with the longbow when they're roving, it's that rolling shoulder, and you back here, aren't you, to get
You
that
are, yeah.
really,
Yeah,
really good skeletal alignment.
Yeah.
And because, oh,
My gimbal's gone to sleep.
your gimbal's been sharing your Jack Daniels, hasn't it, sir?
Mine is plugged in charging as well, so I don't know what's going on there.
Damn.
Let me hold it for a second.
What gimbal do you use? Because I've been looking at is it the Ho MI7 Steady with the AI tracker built on?
Conte, sorry.
No, you're right, go on,
Of
but just
course.
lost my thought if you're all right.
So I use the 360, the Osmo 360.
Yeah.
Is it Osmo?
Well, the DJI do their gimbals as well for phone cameras,
Yeah.
but you have to use the app to get all the features. Where to use the face tracking, where the HOEM, it's got a separate little module you stick on the top, and that does the tracking.
Yeah.
So you can use your native phone camera app. You don't have to use their app.
It's the same with, sorry, it was Insta, not Osmo. Osmo's the DJI one. So it's Insta 360 one
Yeah.
I use. And it uses the AI tracking on your iPhone. But the kit I've got's got an additional AI tracker that comes with it.
Yeah.
Plug that in and you get exceptional AI tracking. It's brilliant. I was meant to bring it out the other day when we were up at Blythe.
Yeah, mine has no tracking on it. Mine is a DJI Osmo. I wouldn't know what model it is. I've had it for quite a few years now.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned, unless I link it up to the app, it doesn't. And to be fair, I think the app's a bit of a bottleneck, so I just use it as a standalone.
Yeah.
But it's you're balanced at the minute, so as long as I don't twitch, you should be all right.
You know what, Nathan? We should both gently start tipping to the right like this.
Yeah.
Sliding over.
No, I keep saying I am going to do more filming, but I hate being in front of the camera. I loathe and detest it.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking, well, if I invest in a gimbal, it'll give me the incentive to. And I think, well, no, I need to get used to being in front of the camera first before I invest in a gimbal. Otherwise, it'll just sit in a drawer gathering dust, and it'll be an utter waste of money.
I need to put myself in front of the camera more when I'm shooting. I found the last few times I've been up to Blythe, like without doing any real like social videos or pictures, I've shot the best days I've shot in a long time. I think back-to-back PBs up there. The second that camera comes out, like when we're shooting up there with Dave the other day, just knowing that camera was behind me, everything gone out the window. Shot process.
Mate, you've got no excuse. You've got Joel's course.
Yeah, and
you have no excuse now.
I was talking to Dave about that, and that's when I let it get to me. I stop, clear my head, and then I'll run through my shot process, and I'll run through Joel's course at the peg, and then I forget about everything else, and I'll complete a perfectly controlled shot after that.
Yeah, I mean, before I went out there, I'd got my friend Andy. I was on the peg and I got him doing Joel's trick of ding, 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 ding on your head with the arrow.
Yeah.
You know, just to how loud can you get in your head? Can you isolate yourself from that?
Yeah.
And damn, it makes you work. It really does.
Yeah. That's what I need to work on more. It's like my archery's pretty good at the moment, but my mental game is struggling, hence why I took on the Shot IQ course.
Yeah.
To try and tick that final box of getting everything together, getting everything in place, and it seems to be working. It seems to be really working for me now.
Well, that's where I started. I'm struggling a little bit with the physical form. So I'm thinking my next purchase is going to be Tom Clum's Solid Shot Mechanics course.
Yeah, I've looked at that.
Which Maddie, that's how she taught herself to shoot.
Wow.
From Tom's course.
Fair play. And I've seen some of her stuff. She's a crack shot.
She is. That girl's a Coldstone killer, mate.
Yeah.
Coldstone killer.
Brilliant.
And I shot with her at the Liberty Turkey shoot, and it was only a gaps that were letting her down a bit. She was either just above the kill or just below the kill, but her lines were so precise. And a shot execution it's a work of art.
Yeah.
It really is a work of art.
It is quite good when you post stuff on Instagram.
Yeah.
Watch the form and everything. It's faultless.
Yeah.
It really is.
But she works so damn hard at it.
Yeah, and to be fair, so are you. The video you put up the other day, Rich, your side-on shot of your release and your form.
Yeah, doing the commentary shot.
Yeah, beautiful.
I really was shaking like a dog crap in tax because having watched the video back, I was taking a big pause between everything.
Yeah.
Today, I sped up the first section. There weren't the pauses, and I started feeling more natural. And then I was slower on the release. And that first round I shot this morning, I said to you earlier, I think I had 316s and everything else was 20s and 24s. It was like I couldn't do anything wrong today. This afternoon wasn't quite as good, but we were doing more laughing and joking. And really, instead of going into shot mode, I was still yakking away and laughing and joking while I was taking the shots, which is, what is it? Practicing your own failure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I often find I always shoot better when I'm in that situation, when it's more relaxed and you're just kind of letting it come naturally.
Yeah.
I think that's always, you just kind of get into a state of flow, and
Yeah.
you still go through the motions, whatever that may be. But yeah, rather than overcomplicating it, over analyzing it, and then it going tits up, and then having to think, okay, well, I did this wrong. Just let it flow. That seems to work better for me.
Well, I found that today. Like I say, when I got through the first stages faster, and then I could just constantly, yep, everything feels good. Here I go, and then start building that pressure, and things just. I had a bit of an epiphany this morning on the practice field. Found that I think my elbow had been a little high. Bringing that elbow down a little just makes everything feel smoother and more natural. It's almost like when you watch, I presume, you see the Asiatic when they draw back here in the English longbowmen, they haven't got their elbows up here, have they? They're just in that.
We have a nice straight line going from elbow tip all the way through to the arrow. Yeah. Absolutely.
And that worked so well today.
Yeah.
It really did.
But to think you've come from that compound background, you finally lost your training wheels.
How many years did it take?
Matt, I've been shooting compound for 10 years. I couldn't, the one thing I could never understand was them and us compound trad bollocks. I used to love.
I have done this.
I used to love shooting with mixed groups. I'd always been fascinated watching trad shooters shoot.
Yep.
Because I'd said I'd always been really envious of them. Particularly the guys that shoot intuitively.
Yeah.
Because I'd never had that hand-eye coordination. If I threw a ball to somebody, it's going above and below and left, right, or behind me. That hand-eye coordination they say for instinctive, intuitive, whatever one you want to call it. Personally, I call it learned gap shooting.
Ooh,
go on, come for me, you bastards. Instinctive shooting.
And try it.
Instinctive shooting is just learned gap.
Ouch. It's not learned gap because I used to shoot instinctive, and now I'm shooting gap.
Which is more accurate?
I
know what you want to say, but you're scared to say it.
So I can shoot close range, like sub 30 yards instinctive very accurately. The reason I went to gap was primarily for them 50-yard shots, because I just wasn't as consistent as what I'd like to have been. But now I think I've gone to gap. My left and right is never an issue. My line is always spot on.
Yeah.
It is just the gaps that I'm still learning, because I've only over the last 3-4 months transitioned over to primarily just gap shooting.
Yeah.
I do struggle now with gap shooting on close targets, close small targets. I find that quite tricky.
Because you can't just see a gap, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think I like the term gap stinctive.
Yeah.
When you practice close, you've put that many arrows through that you're not thinking about your gap. You just know where it's got to be, because the human mind is the most incredible supercomputer.
Yeah.
So hang on. I can hear pitchforks being sharpened and flaming torches lit.
When I'm shooting bow hunter style shots, I will shoot that instinctive.
Yeah.
Just I will never be conscious of where my arrow is or my gaps or anything. I'm just focusing on that point of impact.
Yeah.
And just burning that hole in that target. And that's the way that I find it easier to ignore everything like gaps in trees, V's in trees and stuff like that. I don't see them. If I'm shooting instinctive, if I was to shoot gap, I'd be conscious of that small hole I've got to try and get through.
And you'd hit the tree because you were looking at the tree.
Exactly. Yeah. So instinctive all the way with that style of shooting for me.
We used to have a shot at Paget between a V and a tree, and they used to have to put pieces of wood on the front of the tree to protect the trees. And I said, people are looking at them.
Yeah.
No, it's not that. It's not that. And then we have a raccoon shoot every October, which is shot at night with targets painted with fluorescent paint and just UV torches shone on them.
That's cool.
And that night, not a single arrow from anybody hit those trees because they couldn't see them. All they could see in the woods at night was that target. And lo and behold, when they can't see them, they don't hit them.
That's a cool concept,
That is. That's a bit of a mind screw. That's cool.
Yeah. Mate, it's a fantastic idea. I think the best one, I haven't managed to get down to it yet because it's always on Halloween night. There's an EFA club down in Woburn Common called White Mark Bowman. And when they do it in incredible styles. They have fog machines in the woods, strobes.
That's cool.
Oh, I've got up until now, it's always been on a work night. Halloween has that I've known about it. So it'd mean they start at 5:30, 6 o'clock. Now I don't finish work till 5. But even if I left work early to get down there, you got a couple of 3 hours shooting, and then all the way back up from Buckinghamshire back up here. So I'd really struggle to do it. But I think if it falls on a weekend, it'd be a have to do.
Yeah, I would. I think I'd even join EFA for that.
Mate, 20 quid a year, it's worth it.
Is that all EFA is?
Absolutely.
20 quid a year for EFA, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's something to think about then.
Yeah. No,
I've got a bucket list, Nathan.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to start it. It's getting longer and longer every time we have a conversation.
He's been dreaming as our boy.
Well, as I said earlier, I spoke to Clay earlier, and if we can get dates to work out, it looks like we're going to do the Supercast this year in Denmark.
That'd be cool.
Which that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Get a few. I mean, come on. 1,000 years ago, they were coming over here, fucking raping and pillaging our land, drinking our mead. I think it's time we return the compliment.
Yeah.
I might not blend in so well with this hairdo.
You won't know who you're fighting for.
You need a valve tattooing on your arm, mate.
Yeah, I'll follow tattoos.
I got my second. I had one done on my upper arm years ago. Actually, this hasn't appeared on the internet yet.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
It's going to be upside down. Hang on. Shit, mate.
Do you remember where you had it? Beautiful. Control shot, no matter what.
Started off as a shot mantra, and now, mate, it's a life mantra.
Yeah.
There you go.
When I had Dylan on, he was saying he applies those principles to every aspect of life. The saying the right thing at the right time at the right volume. Mate,
yep.
It works.
Yeah.
It fucking works.
It cycles back round to that mental game. It's just like going through, like you say, your shot process and what you're talking to yourself on the peg or wherever it is that you're shooting on the line.
Yeah. The physical part's the easy bit to learn. It's that bit.
Yeah. Getting in your own head. Absolutely.
Yeah. People once you let thoughts creep in, you've lost it.
Yeah.
So thoughts aren't thinking.
No.
Thoughts aren't thinking.
No.
That's where I've always struggled. and now it's starting to come together now with that course.
But when people say I'm overthinking the shot, I'm stood there thinking, you're not overthinking the shot. You're overthinking the wrong things. You're not thinking what you need to think.
Yeah.
This is part of the reason why I moved away from Olympic recurve, because when I first started, obviously I had all my stabilizers, 3 of the buggers sitting out on the front, sights, clickers, pressure buttons, and everything. And I was shooting all right to begin with, and then it just went way south. And I was like, oh, maybe it's this. I'll tweak this. I'll change this stabilizer. I'll adjust my button. And before you know it, the whole thing's out of whack. And then you're trying to put it all back together again and line it. And it got
one thing, change everything.
Exactly. It got way too overwhelming for myself. So I was like, I'm just going to strip it all back. Took everything off the bow. Just had probably what we call now a bare bow.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, if I'm shooting it like this, I might as well just be shooting a stick. So then went back to shooting longbow, and then obviously just developed through to where I am now, which is predominantly through my martial arts that I got into Asiatic archery. But I remember seeing a video of a guy on Facebook, and I think he was shooting something ridiculous, like 130 pounds on his thumb. And I just remember watching it, thinking, "What the chuffing hell is this guy doing?" I was like,
"Oh yeah."
I was like, what? So I'd been familiar with like Kudo gloves and things, but I hadn't really dived into thumb rings and things. I was like, no way. And that just opened up a whole new side of archery for me. Then I was like, well, I want to do that. And then I've not looked back since. And I mean, I couldn't shoot Nathan's bow. If I picked up Nathan's bow and shot it, I wouldn't. I'd struggle. My brain just now, as a point of reference for aiming and looking down I'm not used to looking down an arrow. You can't, for all intents and purposes, you can't really do that when you're shooting thumb draw, which is something that a lot of my students struggle with. Like, well, you can't see the arrow.
Mr. Turner would beg to disagree with you there.
The thumb draw,
yeah, man, Dylan.
Yeah, you can look down the arrow. You can kind of get split vision and see the point. But when people are starting, the first thing that they realize is, oh, my rise is in the way. I can't see the arrowhead. It takes a while to kind of get used to training how to aim and line all that up and actually sight down the arrow.
Well, he doesn't use a bow like yours. He uses, because he's right-handed, he uses a left-handed bow with a right-handed grip.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
I
know a few people that do. Does he shoot off a shelf then?
Yes.
Right, okay. Yeah, so he's...
I can't remember. I never paid that much attention as to whether he got a rest on his bow or whether he was shooting off the shelf.
Yeah.
Of course, he was shooting a Wenger longbow. Oh, yeah, so gorgeous.
Everything that I shoot is off the hand. I don't have anything.
You're completely offhand, aren't you?
Completely offhand. I don't have anything that is an arrow rest or a shelf on there.
Yeah.
You can shoot a bow with thumb draw with the arrow on the inside, like you would do with like a Mediterranean draw. You can get a special thumb ring that has a little tab that kind of moves the arrow back on, so you're not pushing it off your rest. It's a very, very efficient way of shooting. You get a very clean release off the string, and you can still gap shoot and do all the aiming that you would do the same way that you guys shoot. You get a very efficient shot cycle from that.
Well, I was watching one of Joel's videos about shooting a right-handed bow, right-handed with thumb draw, and he said you have to get a very heavy cant on it to bring your eye back over the arrow, but he always starts with his thumb low.
Yeah.
And then brings it up to the knock. Because he said if you start with it on the knock, as you draw, the arrow comes away and off.
Yeah.
But thumb draw is starting to fascinate me now.
Well, if you ever want to dive in, let me know. I've got plenty of thumb rings here that you can use.
Well, when I ordered the new riser, I thought, do I order a left-handed riser just to have a go at this? And I thought, no, of course, if I don't like it, I've just spunked a shitload of money down the pan for nothing.
Yeah, it's quite a risk, isn't it?
Oh, God, yeah. Absolutely. And I suppose that's one way of forcing yourself to commit to it, isn't it?
I mean,
if you spend that kind of money on it, absolutely.
I mean, when I had to go to Dave's bow, I on the first arrow, I was barely at half draw as the string just exploded out my hand. It was
the ultimate surprise shot.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was. I was pulling back, and I was like, "Oh, what's happened here?"
Yeah.
And straight away, I was like, "Can't do this."
You got to keep that index finger down. That's your trigger finger.
Yeah.
It was incredible. Like I said,
Got the Black Hawk down. That's my safety, sir.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. Hats off to anybody that shoots thumb draw.
No.
It's not an easy way of doing it.
It's a fun way of doing it, though.
Look at the guys shooting the warboat way bows off the thumb. That's, mate. You know their mistresses have got calluses.
Yeah, there's a few on the wall. There is actually a big English warbow, a big U warbow above my head here. That's an 80-pounder. This little small one here, that's 65 pounds.
Jesus.
But they're
do they stack when you draw, or does that extreme recurve just keep it like a really linear draw?
Maybe like the last inch or two on this is a little heavy, but it's nothing. It's nothing horrendous. It's pretty smooth as far as they go. So.
I mean, what do you with war bows? Is it the standard draws either 30 or 32 inches on the English war bows because they draw back here, don't they? If you're clout or flight shooting, how much would that add on to your draw length if you come ramping all the way back?
I mean, that's a question that has many answers. To be fair, I think the only surviving medieval English arrow that we have, correct me if I'm wrong, people out there might be able to correct me on this, I think comes from the Westminster Abbey, and I think it's only 29 inches in length.
Wow.
So that obviously gives us, I mean, we can't say for certain that obviously that's the standard size that all arrows were, because it could have been broken and repaired or whatever. But as a general rule of thumb, we think they're about 29 and a half inches, maybe.
This is 30. The point the trad sniper will be shouting at the screen.
He probably will be doing.
But then again, they weren't as tall as us back then, were they?
What's that, sorry?
They weren't as tall as us back then.
I was just thinking that. Smaller bodied.
Yeah.
Smaller draws.
Maybe. But as far as flight archery goes, I mean, a traditional flight arrow is really quite small, actually. I have one behind me. And it's only about 20 inches long.
Were they shot with an overdraw then?
Yeah, so they'd be shot with like a seeper. Is it up here?
Oh, we got his pants on showing everything.
Yeah.
There we go. No, that's not it.
He said he wasn't wearing any.
Well, you know, I've got to keep me sweet, Anna.
He said the pants hadn't been built to handle the job yet.
Yeah, so that's a flight arrow.
Damn.
Wow.
That's a crossbow bolt. It's got paper fletchings. You know, for anybody at YouTube at home, it's got paper fletchings on there, and it's got a horn knock. This is 20 inches long, and it's 3 grains per pound. So it's a very, very light arrow. But again, they're not designed for. They don't want a lot of weight. It's tapered as well, so it's super thin at the front here.
Yeah.
It's barreled and then gets thinner at the end again. But it's just lightweight with the weight at the back, so it keeps the tip up when they're flying. So it doesn't have to be a very long arrow in order to get an arrow further. Just needs to be the right arrow, essentially.
Actually, I remember Johnny Bucket saying he went out to Turkey for some competition with the anchors of Heritage longbows.
Yeah.
And he nearly bought one of their flight bows, of course, after the competition. The Turkish archers sell their bows, and apparently they sell them because, say, with those very, very light arrows, every shot is it's practically a dry fire, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely.
So after the competition, their bows become nothing but wall hangers because they're essentially scrap.
Yeah.
But those Asiatic bows shoot some stupid distances, don't they?
Yeah, they do. I mean, this has got a tiny little horn. Wow. Tiny little horn arrowhead on there. It is super small. But yeah,
Oh,
it
that
weighs
looks like
nothing.
a Samsung pen for one of the Samsung phones.
It's very, yeah. I mean, when you compare it to something like this,
Your elephant arrow.
there you go. That's an original four fletch. I said this is when I was telling you about Nathan.
Yeah.
This is a I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong. A Hadasby tribe African arrow, but that arrowhead is massive. And
Well,
again,
Ashby says 3 to 1, and it was it 3 inches long for every inch wide. That's about 6 inches long for every inch wide. But
yeah,
you can see if it was an elephant arrow, when you think of the hide on an elephant,
mm,
it needs to have a very steep angle of attack to push through it, doesn't it?
yeah,
That is
and these are only
insane.
that's only an 18-inch arrow from the back of the collar to the nock. So even smaller again. So
Where did you get that?
they
I'll
came from
ask.
auction. I've actually got two of them. They're two very different arrowheads on here.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
So it's like a little museum over here.
I'm thinking I'd heard of the Leeds Armory. I thought it was in a castle. David, the Leeds Armory.
Leeds Armory's just down the road from me. I'm very good friends with a couple of the guys that work there. But it's if you ever fancy a trip, let me know.
Ah, superb. He walks past there every day saying, "Don't you wish you'd got these in there?" I just wouldn't know where to look for an auction for elephant arrows, tribal
No.
elephant arrows.
A lot of what you see in like auctions and things are Mughal arrows, so old Indian arrows.
Yeah.
From the Indian mutiny. So a lot of arrows were taken as a seizure for booty and things, and they just inadvertently end up in like auction sale rooms and things. I've had a few that have come through here that have gone on to Switzerland now, but if anybody wants to have a look on my social media, they'll see the original Mughal arrows, all the hand painting still on and everything. They're absolutely fascinating. And
Well, I saw your video about it the other night, and when you pulled out that elephant arrow, my jaw hits the floor. Like, what the fuck is that? Mate, if the government see it, they'll make those out. They'll outlaw those things, you know it, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
they are stunning, though. Absolutely stunning.
Even if you took that off and just had it as a knife, that's already illegal because it's larger than the knife requirements for it being legal.
It's got a dirty great barb on the back.
Certainly has.
So, how did you guys first meet then? Oh my God, this sounds like a gay dating show, doesn't it?
Oh, well.
I should ask.
Was it anything to do with Dave's 16-inch shaft? And his very large tip.
So, I first came across Dave on, I think it was Instagram.
Yeah.
And at the time, he was doing some trick shots. And it was Dave would put some trick shots out there, and it was what was the word, Dave? I can't remember. Was it archery as the word?
Yeah, it was. I think they're just like each day for 7 days. Oh yeah, like the game Skate for anybody. That's it. For like anybody who might be familiar with the game Skate, where you do a trick or you set a trick. If they fail it, you get the letter S and so forth until you spell out the word skate and then you lose. It was the same concept. Yeah, kind of. It's the same concept as for archery trick shots. Just we would spell the word arrow out.
Mm.
And I come across them, and Dave would do one and then put it out to people to do that trick shot and then send in a potential trick shot for Dave to do.
Oh wow!
I did one of Dave's and I'd sent in. It was 2 arrows through a cardboard toilet roll tube.
Yes,
about 15 yards.
Yeah.
So they've got to be consecutive arrows as well.
Yeah.
So I recorded mine, sent it over to Dave, and to be fair, first attempt, straight away, did it.
He's a flash bastard, isn't he?
And then we just got talking on socials, and then I found out he was coming up with another one of the members from Blythe. And I was like, all right, I've got to meet this guy. went up there, shot around with him, and the rest is history, so to say.
That's it, yeah. A big thank you to Nathan's wife for letting him out.
She's happy to get rid of me.
There you go.
That's why she's happy for him to be an international jet setter, isn't she?
Yeah, you're lucky I'm in the country.
Hey, he's not joking with that either, folks. My God, what an area you've been in the country lately, though.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've been to some fancy places in the world, but I wasn't working in one of them this week.
Witten certainly isn't a fancy place, is it? Honestly, it does look like a war zone, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It is grim.
It wasn't the most pleasant places to be.
No.
I didn't go wandering around the streets looking for shops or anything.
Did that tell you to take 4 wheel clamps to put on when you park up just to stop them nicking the wheels off your van?
I just took them off myself, save them stealing them.
That's just at the traffic lights. Right, so are you a member of an NFAS club, Dave, or are you proudly independent?
No, I am a member of NFAS. My local club is Wire Hall Field Archers over here, just outside of Leeds and Birstall. I was a member of Viper Archers as well. Viper's quite a drive for me. It's a good hour and a half. So I still travel up and shoot, but just as a guest now rather than as a club member.
Yeah.
So yeah, full member of Wire Hall Field Archers and former member of First Digit Archers down London way as well. And I was a signing off authority for NFAS as well, but they've obviously just dropped that position at NFAS at the moment.
I've been trying to follow that, and it seems that's creating a lot of problems for a lot of people getting signed up.
It has for Blythe.
Yeah, so I'm currently going through the process of signing up and prepping for my NFAS coaches qualification, which I think starts in about September time now.
Nice. I submit. I've shot with a few of Viper's members at EFA shoots. They turn out some bloody good archers, don't they?
They do. Yeah, the course is brilliant.
Yeah, I've heard apparently it's them, and is it Wild Geese up that way as well?
Yes, yeah. And then I think a bit further out there's like Wolf's Head as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another great course. Wolf's Head's a brilliant course as well.
There's something about the Northeast that just seems to produce really, really good courses.
I think we're very lucky. Certainly, with the places where I shoot and then that direction. I think a lot of clubs have the option of like moorlands or like really ancient woodlands and things. You know, in some cases, like Wolf said, you've got the best of both. So you can, and I think people are getting more creative with course laying as well, and kind of getting the complexity in there rather than just having a simple to and throw. Wire Hall Field Archers where I shoot, it's very basic. We can't hold open shoots because we don't have the space essentially. But it's more left, right, all the way down and in a valley. So, but I think we're looking at moving location as well. So,
and we're fortunate at Paget. We've only got just over 2 acres. That's it. Of the woods, but we managed to put out 18 targets.
Yeah, nice.
And all we can do is try and make them as technical as possible. Even stuff like if you've got a little mound, have the peg just in front of that, so you've got to put 1 foot up back, and it unbalances you to shoot.
Yeah.
Well, you'll see it in a fortnight anyway, won't you, Nathan? Because you're coming to shoot the Open at Paget.
Yeah, I'm quite lucky to be shooting the Paget one.
That's a way to come for a day.
It's not too bad.
It's about 60 miles from you.
Yeah. So about 60, 70 miles from me for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. I shot at Harlequin only 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And that was I think 2 hours 15 for me.
Yeah.
So I will travel to the shoots if they're worth traveling to, and I like shooting at new courses where you don't know anything about it, you don't know what to expect around the corner,
Yeah.
and it puts me more onto my A game because I'm then thinking more about the shot rather than going, oh, I know where this one is. It's
Yeah.
at X distance. So I always tend to shoot better in them scenarios. So
But
hopefully,
you'll be back up this way for Black Arrow, won't you, on the 29th?
yes, I'm shooting Black Arrow as well.
Yeah, so that's the same neck of woods as Harlequin, I believe.
Yeah.
I
So
haven't
that's
shot.
isn't it? Ashby de la Zouch way.
Yeah. Black Arrow is a great course. The guys there are spot
Who
on
the
as well.
fuck named Ashby de la Zouch?
Actually, I think they might have had a few whiskies when they named that one.
And I'll be
Saying
shooting.
that, I think every place in Wales has had a few whiskies when they've. I drive down there and I'm like, I did the what?
We like our L's.
How's it
Just
spelled?
W's.
Phlegm A, phlegm D, phlegm. You do realise Rob Jones is going to slap me silly for that.
But I'm sure the trad snipe will be quite happy that the Welsh jokes have come in.
I've got to say to the listeners, the day Nathan was up in my neck of the woods, he must have been in bed very early, and it set up a group chat for us to talk, and Dave and myself were talking, and of course the jokes go to the usual Welsh subject. So poor old Nathan.
I might get a shot next time I see him.
Poor old Nathan wakes up in the morning to this barrage of jokes about sheep. But when you look at all his 2-day shoots he's got booked this year, they are in areas that are very heavily populated by sheep.
And I can't wait.
Yeah.
To keep you warm at night, if nothing else.
That's why you bought a camper van.
Right.
I worked out how many I could get in there.
Remember, I told you about my mate Kelvin when we were up at his uncle's family's farm in Pontypridd. He was late up in the morning, and we were in tents. He was in a caravan, and he'd been cracking all these jokes about being Welsh and sheep. And in the evening, the sheep come from one side through this little valley we're into a field the other side, and in the morning they go back the other way. And as we're up, these sheep start moving. And I think, right, we're going to catch one of these fuckers, chuck it in his caravan. It's going to go mental when he wakes up, kicks the door open to kick the sheep out. We'll all be there videoing it. Like, you've never seen anything like a group of hungover Englishmen trying to catch a sheep.
That would have been worth watching, I'll be honest.
Brilliant.
Mate, it was like something out of a bloody Carry On film. They made complete monkeys out of us. And all because we wanted a video of Kelvin. Rob, I'm sorry, mate. Don't it, mate? All right, then what's he doing? What's he getting?
Not that I'm patriotic at all, but...
Mate, you've got the Italian flag on your arrows.
I was waiting for it.
Italian flag.
Not that I'm patriotic.
Mate, I cannot knock you all for being patriotic.
I can't do patriotic, but I can do Alan, where is it? I can do Journey with Arrows.
Oh, mate.
I got a question for you, Richard.
Yeah.
What made you move from compound to traditional archery?
Right, I've always been fascinated by trad. I loved shooting in mixed groups. I remember at Seven Valley, my first shoot there, I was shooting my compound. Chris Whiting from Paget was in my group as well. He was shooting English longbow. And there were a couple, Ian and Sue from Windrush Bowman there. Ian was shooting a crossbow, and his wife Sue was shooting primitive with a bow he'd made.
Nice.
And to me, that made an amazing group, 4 different bow styles in one group.
Yeah.
And we were all talking about each other's bows and the pros and cons of shooting them, and it was such a good day. But like I said, I'd always been fascinated by trad. I'd had a couple of plinks with a trad bow, but I'd I think it was fear of the unknown.
Hmm.
And because I'd always wanted to hunt, I always thought, well, yeah, you need a compound to hunt. That's a
Yeah.
bollocks. That's utter bollocks.
Yeah.
You want to take long shots, yeah, you need a compound. You know, if you want that degree of precision,
Hmm.
accuracy. But then I had the trad sniper on, and that was kind of making me think. And then I had Maddie on, and I thought, she's so passionate about trad archery. I thought, fuck this, I've got to give it a go. And then, of course, Joel messaged me about coming on, and he said he invited me over to hunt there, and he said, "But you got to shoot trad."
Nice. So you're thrown in the deep end then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so
then
like,
just after he said, "No, I'm only joking. You can bring your compound if you want." But I thought, no, I'm going to give trad a go. I decided
Mhm.
when I had Maddie on first that I was going to give it a go, and the plan was to shoot Enfast trad and E for compound.
Yeah.
And it, I last touched a shot a compound in December 2024.
wow.
I didn't
Nice.
have my recurve set up until February 2025, so I was just playing with other people's trad bows.
Yeah.
And I thought, right, I'm going to do Enfast trad, E for compound. And I thought, no, because I was an average compound archer, but an average compound archer you're expected to get kills or inner kills
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
I thought if I shoot E for compound, I've got a door out of it, out of shooting trad.
Hmm.
I'll just shoot more ether, not really put the effort into the trad and just carry on shooting compound. So I had a year away from ether and just worked on shooting trad. I thought it would be a lot simpler to set up a trad bow than a compound. Like, fuck is it? Once you got your head around the technicalities of a compound, you don't have to tune the arrow to the bow. You can tune the bow to the arrow.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
haven't got that luxury with a trad bow.
No. I mean, it depends how trad you go. I mean, I just stick the string on mine and I'm good to go.
Yeah, I mean, bow tuning with trad. Yeah, you can stick a rest on or a button and tweak them
Mhm.
about, but you're not looking at yoke tuning or reshimming or this, that, and the other.
Mhm.
Effectively, if you're shooting, like, do you shoot TB, don't you, Nathan? So you're shooting off the
Yeah,
shelf.
yeah.
All you can do is a little bit with a strike plate and brace sight, and then you're tuning the arrow to the bow and to you, aren't you?
Yeah, that's it.
Mhm.
And that makes arrows a lot more complicated. I mean, I was 6 weeks into shooting trad and trying to bear shaft tune. I got a message from Maddie saying, for fuck's sake, Rich, learn to shoot it first before you start trying to bear shaft arrows, because you're going to be chasing your ass round and round in circles. And in fairness, Maddie's been an absolute goldmine of information for me. If I've got a question, I can ask, and
Mhm.
she'll answer it to the best of her ability.
Yeah,
This is what I like about the archer community. Everybody is so like friendly and willing to help. I feel like there's
Yeah.
some not. I mean, there's a couple of people that I would say like gatekeep that I've met over the years, but I feel the majority of people are fairly willing to talk to you and have a conversation
Yeah.
and either help you out or and I feel like I mean I've been involved in a few other sports. You don't get that. It's
No,
not at
I
all.
said this to someone on Instagram the other day. Oh, it was when I put that commentary shot up. Was
oh
it
yeah,
Journey of an Archer? And I made some comments. She said, like, I'm getting everything in front of the camera as well. I said, look, I've got a speech impediment and a face like a welder's bench, so if I can do it, anybody else can.
There you go.
Yeah.
And she said, you've inspired me. And I said, well, I did say it's one thing I love about the archery community.
Mhm.
And I think who was I talking to? And I said, it's the archery community is full of candles. And if you look at the world as a dark place, you light one candle
Mhm.
and there's a tiny bit of light. If that candle lights a second candle, it doesn't dim the first candle's light.
No,
It
that's
just
such a nice way of looking at it.
It puts a bit more light into the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if we all light each other, none of us are any dimmer.
No.
We just make the world a much brighter place.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's a nice way of looking at it. I like that.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, mate, I'm getting a completely different. I'm in a completely different way of looking at life at the moment. Where I work with a guy who's a lovely, lovely bloke, but bad things seem to happen to him.
Mm-hmm.
And talking to somebody who's known him for years, I said, well, he's always been like that, always been so negative, and it's probably going to make me sound like a right space cadet. But I think if you go through life looking for the bad, you attract negative things.
Yeah.
Like I say, I'm sorry if I sound like a space cadet, a hippie, folks, but the more I'm getting a firm belief in this, if you always look for the good and look for a positive and look for things to be grateful for, it kind of changes your outlook on life, which makes it easier to see the positives, which makes you feel happier. But I think if you've got a positive outlook, it attracts positivity.
Yeah, absolutely. Law of attraction.
Yeah, that's it. Law of attraction.
Law of attraction. Absolutely. Yeah.
Mate, I've tried it with Sheridan Smith, and she wasn't remotely attracted to me. We were out the back. We get into work a bit early, so I can go around the back and have a vape. And we've got this little vaping shelter, and one of the guys came round. He said, "Oh, fucking hell, work again." And I said, "Look at it this way. It was the morning we had sunshine." I said, "We've got blue skies and sunshine. We've been blessed enough to open our eyes for another day. How many people haven't opened their eyes this morning? How many people can't see another day? We've got blue sky. We've got sunshine." I said, "Listen, there's a little brook behind the work." I said, "Blue sky, sunshine. You can hear the sound of the river, and you got birds singing."
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, we can all take the attitude, oh man, I got to go to work this morning. I'd rather be shooting my bow."
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah, I'd rather.
We all would.
Wouldn't we all? But I said, I have the opportunity to go to work to pay for me shooting my bow.
I was going to say,
how many people
would?
How many people would love to have a job that haven't got the opportunity to work?
Yeah.
I left the place with a really toxic atmosphere. And I said, if I had to go work somewhere like that now, I'd have to spin it to say, I'm blessed enough to be working somewhere that's helping me to build my resilience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think you have to try. Man, I sound strangely.
You see the silver lining in it.
Yeah, that's it. You have to see the silver lining. And like I say, you have to. There are shit things in life, but let's try and look for a silver lining. Let's make every experience a learning experience, something to help you grow.
Yeah.
My God, this doesn't sound like me at all. I sound like I actually have a brain instead of going dwibble, dwibble, weeble, weeble.
I think you need to have a sip of that, JD.
It might get worse. No, you're absolutely right though. I mean, it's one of the things that I love so much about 3D archery and roving is being out in nature and seeing parts of nature that people probably never see. You know, it's the stuff that you can see and the wildlife you can see as well. When I go shooting up at Viper, often if I go, sometimes I'm just the only person that's there, and it's away from the main road. It's away from people unless there's other archers there. It's so quiet. It's bird song. You know, if the beck's flowing, the river's there. There's
Yeah.
waterfalls. It's like something out of Middle Earth, like Tolkien's world. It's absolutely fascinating. And there's deer there. You know, you can walk around it. You can see the deer footprints, and you know, it's beautiful. It's and you could be there and walk the course and not shoot a single arrow and still just feel like you've come away with a better mental game. It's
100%.
I think there's so much that comes out of archery that there's more than just it being a physical sport. And it definitely is my escape, especially. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
likewise.
think it was the Japanese commissioned a study and paid hundreds of thousands for it a few years ago that confirmed that what they called woodland bathing is good for you. And what they called woodland bathing is just turning off your electronics, sit in a woodland and look around you.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd have told them that for just 100,000. They wouldn't have to pay me hundreds of thousands. Yes, lad, this really works.
Yeah. Let's just connect them back to your roots, and it's
Yeah.
Absolutely.
See, for me, going up into the woods on a weekend, especially, it's that reset. It's that mental reset I need before going back to work on the Monday. And I feel happy going back to work on Monday because I've had that mental reset. I've been in the woods. I've enjoyed myself. And we all say, a bad day shooting in the woods, it's better than a good day at work.
Yeah,
absolutely. It certainly is. Yeah.
Well, my boss said to me the other Monday, he said, "There's got to be something wrong with you, Rich." I said, "Why?" He said, "You're far too happy to be here on a Monday morning." I said, "I've had a weekend. I've been out, I've shot, I've been around the woods, I've been with my friends, I've spent time with my family. I'm reset, recharged, and ready to absolutely smash the back doors of the weekend."
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, what the fuck's wrong with you, bunch of twats? You know, you're lucky enough to have a job. You come to, we'd all rather be shooting our bows, but you have a privilege that a lot of people don't have.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. And I work with good people, even the odd negative one. I'll take the piss out of them until they have to laugh.
Yeah.
And I think if you can make somebody smile, it changes their whole outlook on the day.
Absolutely. And I feel like if I can give somebody else an inning to archery and they can get out of it what I've got out of it, then you know it's a world of knowing what it did for me, and the dark side that I came from. You know, it's to give that to somebody is pretty special.
Yeah. See, I'll spread the word of archery to everyone I speak to, whether they want to hear it or not. I'm so passionate about what I do and how good it is for just your mental health, for everything about life. I'll pass that on to anybody that's willing to listen, and if they want to give it a go, come on, do it.
Yeah,
you won't.
I'm nearly forced down light, and I used to be because of archery.
Yeah.
Tell me that's not a benefit.
Yeah.
And I mean, I keep banging on about my friend Alex down at Hybrid Archery, but those three letters, he told me, OQP, only quality people. And when you surround yourself with quality people, it's amazing how life changes.
Yeah. And the opportunities that come with it as well. I mean, I feel archery opens up a lot of opportunities for people beyond just that.
Yeah.
You know, it's phenomenal. But
well, through archery, I mean, you ended up in Montana, Rich.
Oh, mate. Because I sat down in front of a microphone, and I opened my mouth.
Yeah.
I said to Dave, I'm naturally introverted, but with what's happened with my friend Tony and other bits and bobs, I'd been trying to record a solo episode for so long, and I'd had 5 episodes on the bounce with guests, and then to record solo, I won't just pop an episode out for the sake of popping an episode out. I feel as though that's doing people that take the time to listen a disservice, a real disservice. This started out as an audio diary for me to track what I was doing to lose some weight and get better at archery. I've been so fortunate through it to have met some truly amazing people, have conversations with you two awesome guys. You know, I get to sit and talk to you. We get to shit talk, to banter, but we get to go deep on what makes us tick as well.
Yeah.
And that is such an it's a blessing and a privilege. It really is. And I think to find like-minded people, like I say, it's back to that thing about candles where we all want to lift each other up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all want to be as good as we can be, and we want to see the people around us as good as they can be as well. Not just at shooting, but in life.
Yeah.
And I sound like such a trippy hippie now.
There's a question for you both then. What's something that somebody has said, or just something in general that makes you tick in regards to archery?
Oh,
Go on, Mr. Clwyd Archer.
that's a tough one, that.
Clarify that, please.
Clarify it.
Sorry? Clarify
Did
it.
you say clarify? Okay, so I'll give you an example of mine. So one thing that makes me tick is if I'm maybe just about to take a shot, or in the process of setting up a shot, and somebody will be like, "Your arrow's on the wrong side of bow. Like, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, here we go again." That would be my main thing is people looking at the way that I shoot and then be like, "You're doing it wrong. Your arrow's on the wrong side of the bow." So
Okay, yeah, that leads me on to one then. I shot a competition tail end of last year. And like I said, I shot with Rich. Rich knows what we're like when we're out shooting. It's banter, it's laughs, it's jokes.
Fuck yes.
And for every competition I've ever shot, it's always been the same, regardless of the group I'm with, who I'm with, whether I know them or not. Within 2-3 targets, your jokes are starting, you're getting to know each other. But I shot this one particular competition, and I was ready to leave within the first 3 targets. I was ready to put the bow away and go home.
wow.
Because every single shot was shh, shh, don't speak,
Yeah.
shh. And I mean, I'm a 34-year-old bloke.
Yeah.
I haven't been shushed for quite a considerable amount of years, and I'd lost my head. I'd lost the will to be there at that point. And that's not what it's about for me.
No.
I mean,
No.
I'm not talking like these were professional archers or anything.
They're the same folks that say we're not bothered about winning a 50 pence plastic medal.
Yeah, I mean,
You know the ones.
top it off, we spent more time looking for their arrows than we did talking anyway. So
There you go.
The one for me is I'm still really new to trad. I've been doing it 12 months.
Mhm.
I'm fortunate enough to have had one-to-one coaching from one of the best in the world. And when people telling me you're doing that wrong, the classic one was I like to shoot a longer arrow to bring the point on, well, especially with the recurve when the point on was in the next freaking county. I wanted a full length 33-inch arrow to bring my point on to a reasonable distance. So on a 20-yard shot, the point of my arrow is not pointing at the floor halfway between me and the target.
Yeah.
And it's your arrow's too long. No, it's not. Yes, it is. It's supposed to be within an inch of the shelf. Why? Of course, that's where it's supposed to be. Who said? Everybody.
Yeah.
Who's everybody? Well, you know. I said, why? This arrow, the arrow at the time, was bare shafted to the recurve. So I'd shot it out to, I think, 30 yards. I'd inadvertently shot a bare shaft. I'd got a bare shaft and 5 fletched. Lost count of the arrows I was shooting. Shot the bare shaft at 30 yards and it grouped with the fletched.
Nice.
Thinking, why the fuck is my arrow too long?
See,
Mate, I'm
people,
sure you've been out on them fast courses and you've seen arrows that come out of the bow freaking sideways.
yeah,
Yeah.
You
people
know,
with
they're
little
3
bows.
foot to the side of the boss, flying like that. Where am I? Where's my camera? They don't come out of the bow like that. I need to come right. They don't come out of the bow
Yeah.
like that. They come out of the bow like that and then
Yeah.
disappearing into the nearest fucking holly bush.
Yeah, a little knowledge is dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
And that's the problem with some people, that they've got that little knowledge and think that they know everything about it and they should pass that
Yeah.
dangerous knowledge on to somebody else. And
I'm working on what works for me.
yeah,
Yeah.
We
Well,
are
if it
all
works for you, you
different.
put them where they need to be.
Yeah.
yeah,
You
What
know.
works for me might not work for you. What works for you might not work for me.
Yeah.
By all means, say, have you tried this? And I'll
Yeah.
try it. If it doesn't work, it
Yeah.
doesn't work.
No.
prime
But
example.
The one
Sorry.
size fits all mentality.
Mhm.
A friend of mine, I was just like shooting with Tom, good friends for years, and he had a little go with my bow about a year or so ago, just on the target boss at his house, and he sort of enjoyed it, but not overly much. And I took him up to Blythe, and he fell in love with the sport. And he's only been
It's
shooting
a crack cocaine of archery.
yeah. He's only been shooting about 18 months, but when he started, I went through the basics with him, form basics, releases, stuff like that. But what worked for me isn't now working for him. He's now found his own way. He's taken the basics and put that together and developed his own style and everything, and it's working. He's come on leaps and bounds over the last few
Yeah.
months. And that just proves that like it doesn't matter what I do. His works, mine works. It's a personal thing, isn't it?
You find your own
all
journey with
different.
arrows.
Yeah, perfect.
I see what you did there, sir. Right, I've got to know, where did Journey with Arrows start? Because, I mean, you said to me you are an introvert.
Yeah, so I mean, growing up, I was epileptic. I had a very, very bad speech impediment, and I had to have speech therapy and all sorts as well.
Wow.
Yeah, Journey with Arrows officially actually started when I was living on my own in 2020, and it started in the basement of my house. I had this bombshell basement. It
Yeah.
wasn't big enough to stand up in. I had to kneel down, and which is why I needed a small bow. So I started off with a little. It was the Imperial Keshig, a big like a little Mongolian bow from Ali Bow, and I was knelt down in my bomb shelter, shooting arrows down just into a target.
Oh,
And
that
just
is
put up
so
a couple,
cool.
yeah, just put up a couple of videos here and there. It wasn't anything special. It was my video diary of just shooting and doing something a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I thought I'll start doing a couple of videos, and then a little down the line, I had a few companies that were like, "Do you want this bow?" And well, as long as you review it and things. So that's kind of continued on from there, really. But the name Journey with Arrows actually, because I'm quite a spiritual person as well,
Yeah.
so I love being outdoors and connected into nature and things. And so my old Instagram used to be called Journey with Spirits.
Ah.
And it got to a point where I was like, archery's kind of taken over my life a little bit more. So I just changed it. It just became Journey with Arrows. I still have this weird affiliation with owls and things, which is what
Yeah.
the little logo is. It's my little owl, and the wings make the deflections on an arrow. And it's just gone on from there, really. So yeah, now we do reviews for companies. We've had a few partnerships over the last week that have come through, which has been really good. I've shot arrows from castle walls. I've slept in castles. I've been to loads of 3D archery ranges and competitions and robes. We've got a few bits lined up this year, hopefully to get some horseback archery underway.
Oh, wow.
Myself and Nathan have got a little bit of a plan in motion, which I'm sure we'll get onto shortly. And yeah, it's going from
Mate, you're not
strength.
doing sheepback archery, are you?
Yes.
So yeah, it's just going from strength to strength, really. And we've got a few more things that are coming out this week as well. So if anybody wants any discounts and things for some Asiatic equipment, then watch this space because there's a new little partnership that I've not yet announced. So it's Yeah, it's just come from there. It's like I say, start off in a basement, and now I just do it anywhere and everywhere I can, and I build traditional wooden arrows for people on the side. So
Ah, excellent. How long's the archery side of the channel been going now then?
the how long's the archery channel? Sorry.
Yeah, how long's the archery side of the channel been going?
The YouTube channel started in 2020 as well. So that started when I first started just putting up videos as just a little private thing.
Yeah,
Um, it's taken off more probably over the last 2 years. And then last year I begrudgingly joined TikTok. I never really was part of any of that, but my God, that has just opened up a whole new avenue
yeah.
of things. So yeah, the probably full time, maybe 3 years, I'd probably say, is probably how long Journey with Arrows has been going for at the moment.
You
And then every
do.
Monday night, I teach an Asiatic archery class here in
Oh,
Wakefield as well.
wow. You
So
do produce some visually stunning videos, though, don't you?
Yeah,
thank you so much. I appreciate that. I work hard on them.
Yeah,
I'm always trying to get better and better. I see a lot of other people's videos and angles, and I start watching movies and think, oh, I could probably do something similar to that. So it's just getting the gear and having some idea, you know.
yeah.
So,
I'm not the world's biggest fan of Chris B, but I think some of his video work is stunning.
mm,
But the folks I love watching are people like Brian Call and Donny Vincent. The cinematography in their videos, I mean, yes, they use professional cinematographers,
yeah,
but they're not Hollywood cinematographers, or
no,
they're
no,
not
yeah,
the folks you see on the BBC wildlife documentaries.
yeah, that would be
Some of
amazing
these,
if you could do that.
some of these small time filmmakers,
Mm,
mate, oh god, their cinematography is stunning. They could teach Hollywood a thing or two about
yeah,
framing a
absolutely.
shot.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everything I film is off my mobile. I do have a DSLR and occasionally it drops in, but it's the majority of it is done on my phone.
yeah,
And yeah, just a little bit of clever editing otherwise. I feel like trying to film archery is it can go one of two ways. It either ends up being really boring because you're just filming somebody shooting arrows. And
yeah,
unless you're into archery and you can appreciate that, um, what I like to do is to try and tell a journey or tell a story.
yeah.
So I cover a lot of history videos as well. Some of the videos on my YouTube channel might be like the Battle of Flodden, or it could be the Battle of Towton. So I'll kind of try and put a bit of a journey or a bit of a spin on that as well and keep it engaging. It's not always easy to do, but
This is the thing, trying to do original content that stands out from everybody else, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
there's a channel on YouTube I follow called The Bow Disciples, guy named James Visser,
Mhm.
and their USP was the light-hearted fun side of archery, and he's absolutely blown up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, now he's working with Josh Jones from Podium Archer, Greg Poole, Big Greg
No,
Poole,
yeah,
Brandon McDonald. He's all over the place. But
no,
they were doing videos like playing beer pong, archery pong, and getting
brilliant,
more and more drunk as they're shooting these 70-pound
brilliant.
compounds. But
I
his
think that
videos were so engaging to watch because they made you smile.
yeah,
Yeah,
It
yeah,
showed the really good, fun side of archery. I mean,
yeah,
in this
yeah.
country, you get slated for that because you can't drink alcohol and shoot a bow. But there they are, Nista's Pewts, having a
There you
whale
go.
of a time. And
I think one group I have seen that's come out recently as well. You've probably heard of them, and I think they do an absolutely fantastic job of keeping it original and educational and funny as well. Is the Wildwood Rangers? I don't know if you've
yeah,
seen any of their
I've,
business.
I've, yeah,
brilliant.
I've seen that chap. I thought it was just a
Fun.
single bloke.
It's Andrew and John. Fantastic guys, and I
I think
think what they're
really
doing.
well produced videos.
Yeah,
It
I'm
is
positive.
what they're doing for NFAS is spot on. You know,
Yeah,
it's educating people how to get involved safely and have a bit of fun with it. You know, it's
I
they're
They've
can
doing
take,
some
they found
really
that niche part that people were missing, and they filled it
absolutely,
I
perfectly.
can take some really nice photos,
yeah,
and I know the ideas for the video shots. It's actually putting that into fruition,
yeah,
Yeah,
getting it from there to there.
Yeah.
But their videos are, oh wow, what beautiful
So
videos.
good.
And they've got such a confidence in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that shines through, that confidence they've got, and it makes the videos so much more watchable.
Yeah, it makes it
Yeah.
organic as well. It's not, you can tell
Yeah.
it's not scripted. It's just organic. It is as it is, and it's spot on. It's very well thought through.
Well, I found that doing this, occasionally I'll write bullet points just to refer to. But if I try and script something, it doesn't sound natural.
Yeah.
And I knew one of the ones that said to me, Nathan, when I've gone off on random tangent, it's like I love when you go off on a tangent, and God knows how I end up on some of these subjects. It's just
They're brilliant to listen to.
right. I'm talking about archery. Oh, look at pigeon.
But that conversation leads me on to a conversation I think I had with you the other day, Rich, about potentially getting a good group of us up to Blythe maybe or somewhere.
Mate, yeah. To be honest, I'd heard horror stories about how tough your course was. I've got visions of a 3D stoat at 190 yards.
Don't let the horror
Dave
stories
said
tell you.
it's
They're not
really
true.
technical, but nothing stupid long. And I
Yeah.
like technical.
Oh, it is a
Technicals,
technical.
stupid longs, nothing to do with bow hunting. Technicals, everything to do with bow hunting.
See,
it's very
like,
technical.
Dave shot it. Was it last week now, Dave?
Yeah, last week. Yeah.
And the course now is pretty much set for this year's Welsh Champs. So
Yeah.
all the course has been changed from last year's 3D course. There's still a couple of little tweaks to be made, but the majority of it has been set. So, like I said, what Dave shot is pretty much what this year's is going to be like, and he'll tell you there's nothing stupid there. It is just
No.
it's technical and it's a champs course, like it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be an easy course.
No.
And we shoot it on a weekly basis, and we don't have any problems around there.
You say that. I mean, the first time I saw Enormous out at Liberty, it was like a novelty shot at 95 yards.
Yeah.
And we're shooting it. One of their guys was saying they normally have a bedded doe at that distance. And they're all majority trad shooters. I'm thinking, you guys are unhinged. But I've got to say, you guys at Blythe really seem to take on board what people say. I mean,
yeah.
After last year's Welsh Champs, there were a few murmurings, weren't there?
Yeah, so
about
we
some of the shots. But you guys said, right, tell us, explain to us. There was no bitchiness. It was just, right, guys, tell us what you didn't like then.
Yeah,
because we'll take that feedback. Constructive.
Yeah, we'll take that feedback and we'll work with it. And to be fair, all the guys that have laid the course this year round, they've done an incredible job with it.
Yeah,
they really have. I said we have still got a couple of longer shots there, nothing excessive, but the targets themselves are definitely adequate size for them shots. I mean, our grizzly bear is like 8 foot tall.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not. We're not putting a rabbit out at 50 yards.
Is that what you call him, Will? Now the grizzly bear.
The grizzly bear. He's our little goose. He's our goose. He is.
Yeah, there's nothing crazy long there whatsoever. I'm trying to think. I think the longest might be that kind of like almost downhill stag.
Yeah, so our stag is probably our longest. And
at the rising stag.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lovely target. I've shot that at White Mark. And
it's a little over 50 yards.
The champs.
A little over 50 yards downhill.
Yeah.
But it's set in such a beautiful position. Such a lovely shot. And it is, like I say, it's that large. I put it in the back of my work van, and it took up the entirety of my van to transport it up to Blythe. So it's not a stupidly small target at 50 yards.
I mean,
it's not that crazy. I mean, there's 40 targets on the course, and I blanked on 2 targets shooting thumb draw. Yeah. So it's
And
that's some going.
It's doable, And,
my brother-in-law, he's literally just started. He's brand new into it. I think he's been shooting for about 6 weeks now. His first time round A3D course. Anything he's only been shooting in his garden at about 9 yards.
Yeah.
So his first time outside of that was at Blythe, and he had 6 blanks on his first day around there. He came around there
impressive.
with me and Dave last week, and was it 2 blanks? I think he had
2 blanks as well.
So that gives you an idea. It's not as challenging as what people think it is. It's well, so to say, it's challenging, but it's not impossible.
Yeah. I think it would be a mental game for people. People will look and think, "Oh, there's like 5 trees between me and the target, and some of them are going this way and that way." And I think it would be that might be the mental.
Yeah, but there is no tree directly between you and the target.
Nope.
No, exactly. Exactly.
There is nothing but fresh air.
Yeah.
Between the point of your arrow and that target, and it's getting yourself into that mentality, isn't it?
That's all we need. Yeah.
And maybe the odd dinosaur.
Oh, the dinosaurs are epic. It is so good.
We now have Jurassic Blythe.
Oh,
if you want to see the T-Rex with the little toddler car coming down the tree, have a look on my social media because it is brilliant.
Mate, have you not figured out yet why T-Rexes were always so angry?
Go on.
But you look at them little arms like that, yeah. Them poor puppies could never have a wank. I mean, what would you be like if you got your whole life without a wank? Wouldn't you be pissed off as well and wanting to eat everybody?
Brilliant.
Yeah, video.
You warn him about me beforehand, Nathan.
The little video Dave put up on his socials of the T-Rex is brilliant.
It was good.
Was that the one where you were all running away?
Running away.
Yeah.
Mate, that was superb. That was. See, it's that kind of creativity that captures people's interest.
Yeah. The funny thing is that behind the other side of the camera there, the other 2 guys we were shooting with, will just see us running away and like, what the fuck are those dickheads doing? Brilliant.
Just imagine, have you seen those videos online where folks will do something like that to see how other people react, and the number of total strangers will just turn and run screaming as well without knowing what the hell's going on?
Oh dear.
Can you imagine doing that at the 3D champs and having the course empty?
Oh, it'd be brilliant. It would be good fun.
Oh dear. Good. You think it's time we pitch our wish list, Nathan? Our plan.
Come on, let's hear it.
It's time. I think it's time we could pitch that. Yeah.
Go on. I'll let you drop it.
Welcome to the Dragon's Den.
So, both Dave and I have been discussing potentially over the next coming year or two of venturing into the same category as yourself, Rich.
TB.
Becoming bow hunters.
Oh, yes.
We are in talks of potentially doing a European bow hunt.
Yeah.
We've looked at a couple of options now. We've looked at France. I was looking last night at Finland. And Denmark was also an option, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
So we are in the very early stages, but also very excited at the prospect of potentially getting out there and being in that hunting scenario. And
France, you need a French-specific qualification.
Likewise with most of the European...
I think most of them can be done with IBEP, but France, I only know because I was supposed to do the course a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it's a Danish course, isn't it?
It's run with the Flemish bow hunters. It's a guy named Luke that organises it. They do it every so often in English. And Kel, the Welshman, and his best mate Rich, they've both done it.
Yeah.
They said if I want to go over and do it, they'll come with me. Of course, they'd sit there. You know, for that one, there isn't actually a shooting test. It's an entirely classroom-based course.
I thought
Yeah.
the French one had a shooting test as well.
No. Hang on a minute. Let me just have a quick... Oh, shit. I've opened the wrong thing there. Let me open up my...
I think we did look at one place where they had like a proficiency shop that was, or a proficiency test that was required at the end of the classroom based.
Yeah.
I think the IBEP does, and the Danish one's quite comprehensive. There are different types. If you ever listen to the episode I did with Clay, he'll tell you about it.
Yeah.
There's something I'm looking for here. How the hell did I do that?
Like we were saying, well, at least my end game, I'm not sure about Dave's, but I think it's similar, is obviously hunting the States. That's obviously the goal in life.
Yeah.
But financially, at the moment, not really an option. But to do a European one.
I was looking at Bulgarian bow hunt the other day. Not really that expensive. Not only do you pay for the hunt, but if you harvest something, you have to pay trophy fees on the animal as well.
All right.
Yeah, so it can start getting very expensive. And if you take, say, a boar, it's, I can't remember the numbers now, it's however many euros based on tusk length, and you're allowed up to a certain tusk length. If you go over that tusk length, it's an extra 15 euros for every millimetre over.
Jeez.
It can become a very, very expensive hobby.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I said, I've got to start another savings account up. Of course, I want to take my grandson to South Africa for his 10th birthday.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
And do it out there. I'm fortunate, I know a PH.
Yeah.
I know a PH who he specialises, he's a bow hunting specialist.
Nice.
A lot of them are rifle specialists, and oh god, I used to watch a lot of the South African hunting videos, and some of these so-called PHs, they weren't concerned about the quality of the shot. I watched one where an American guy, it was a wildebeest, he shot it through the hips.
Oh.
And this South African PH is going, cracking shot, you smoked him. Mate, he didn't fucking smoke him. He shot him through the bastard hips. If he's lucky, he might have nicked the femoral on the way through. To me, smokes him. He's stick it in right in the boiler room.
Yeah.
Going through the vitals, and you think, mate, you're enabling these incompetent twats. Of course, you're telling them they've smoked an animal when all they've done is badly wounded it.
No, it's not ideal.
If you're not confident enough to put every single arrow in that boiler room, especially at sub 20 yards, sub 30 yard distances, don't bother doing it. Don't entertain the fact, because it just makes everybody else look like
everybody has a bad shot. But when you're shooting a compound bow at 30 yards on something the size of a wildebeest, if you're hitting it in the hips, like you say, you shouldn't be. I mean,
no.
I was really worried when I got to Montana. What happens if I have a bad shot?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if I wound?
Yeah.
And it was put to me, hunting's a dirty business. The person that says they've never had a miss or never had a wounding shot has either never shot anything or is a liar.
Yeah.
Dylan had a bad shot. Mm-hmm. But I saw how that absolutely tore him up.
Yeah.
It really... Mate,
it's a massive responsibility. It
he
really
was
is.
Absolutely distraught.
Yeah.
Absolutely distraught that he'd had a bad shot. That's the only reason I didn't take a shot on my last day. I got a doe at 27 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew I was good to 20, and I set myself a hard stop of 20.
Yeah.
I've got a perfect frontal on a doe, and I'm thinking, just aim higher and send it. And then my friend Tony, that's just passed away, his voice popped into my ear from the first day of the hunter's education course I did with him. Ethics is doing the right thing even when no one's watching.
Yes,
Joel and
absolutely.
Dylan couldn't see me. I could have taken that shot. And his voice popped into my head. And it's Clarky, don't be a cunt.
Yeah.
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 So,
And
I
you can
didn't
come
take
away
the
with
shot.
that amazing experience of having been there and stalked it or whatever and got that close. You know, that in
Yeah.
itself is still a life-changing experience
And
without
I
having
came
ever shot an arrow.
away knowing I did the right thing when nobody was watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
At
you
the
have.
end of the day, it wasn't a 3D target. It was a live fucking animal.
Yeah.
This is it. Yeah.
I owed that animal the decency not to take a shot that I wasn't 100% confident in.
No.
And even the shots you're 100% confident in, sometimes they go astray.
Yeah.
So a shot I was maybe 30% confident in, I'd have had no business taking that shot.
No.
Buck fever and ego says just aim higher and send it. Just aim higher and send it.
Yeah.
But that's not the right thing to do.
No, not at all.
No.
It had been totally unethical of me.
Yeah. That's not what you say. Just portrays the whole thing badly. It makes us all seem really irresponsible, which
It does. It makes you look bloodthirsty.
Yeah, we're not, and it's you know my day job's conservation and education. You know, it's and that can go hand in hand, surprisingly. You know, and it's
Hunters. Yeah. Oh, excuse me, I just breathed in Jack Daniels. Anti-hunters don't believe it. Hunters are the biggest conservationists on the planet.
Yeah.
Chris Packham's a twat. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's some puddled lefty that talks out of his arsehole. He tries to create hunters as soulless, brainless killers. Hunters aren't.
No.
Hunters care more about wildlife than anybody else. If you're hunting it, it needs to be there in the first place. You need to manage habitat. You need to manage wildlife. You need to understand the patterns of the animals. I was fortunate enough to go up on the butte with Bodie, and he was giving me a crash course in where to look for mule deer, when, in different seasons, where they're going to be and why they're going to be there, at different times of day, where they're going to be and why they're going to be there. Mate, Bodie is such a mine of information. Joel's
really young lad as well, isn't he?
Well, sorry?
He's only young as well, isn't he?
Just gone, is it 18 or 19?
Yeah.
And what an incredible.
His birthday a few weeks ago. Mate, everybody knows Bodie the tournament archer. Mate, you want to see Bodie the hunter.
Yeah.
His dad's taught him so well.
And so he's got a good role model.
Oh, yeah.
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 It's far more sustainable than just going to the shops as well.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
mate, I love wild game.
Yeah.
I love it. It's beautiful to eat. And you think it, they're not supposed to let an animal in an abattoir see another animal be slaughtered because it stresses them out. We all know that happens. They just line them up and bolt them.
Yeah.
You know, there's a guy I follow on Facebook called Field to Fork. He goes to farms and does it, and he isolates the animals. But what's more natural than meat that's come from a source where the animal has lived the way it's meant to?
Yeah.
It's eaten what it's meant to. There's no antibiotics, no hormones, no unnatural foods.
And next to none of it goes to waste.
Yeah.
And
then
used.
It gets harvested when it's doing what it's meant to. It's not stood in a line watching other animals drop around it. You know, that's got to release a massive amount of adrenaline into the meat and make the meat not as tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it has an effect on that animal rather than. And these animals you hunt, they've lived a life of freedom we will never, ever achieve.
No. Never experienced that.
No, it's really weird to think that a deer is more free than we will ever be. Yeah, their lives are a damn sight harder because everything wants to eat them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But they're living free the way Mother Nature intended. When was the last time one of us lived as Mother Nature intended?
No.
You have to go and look at the subsistence tribes.
Yeah.
I passed the fields on just outside of my house here on the way to work, and it was only yesterday morning. There's 5 deer sat in the field, just minding their own business, grazing on crops. And there's a male that was they're just a little roe deer.
Yeah.
And he's looking at me, think they're there doing the thing. They're obviously not going to get shot or eaten over here, but they're not by a bow anyway. But they're.
Yeah, I can't say the government ever legalising bow hunting over here. I mean, A, it's the amount of land available. And B, there are too many vested interests in selling slots in syndicates for rifle hunters to shoot them. If it happened over here, it would be, I think, a rich man's game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be. Yeah.
Whereas you look at France, hunting is inherently part of their culture.
Yeah. Everything hunting wise over in this country, it is a rich man's game.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what form of hunting you're doing over here. We've got shooting. It's a rich man's game now.
Unless you know somebody.
Yeah. I'm quite fortunate where I live. I live in a valley with thousands of acres around me that I can just wander on. It's owned by the estate. And we used to have a driven game up here.
Yeah.
That was part of. I've been quite fortunate to be brought up in that area. But obviously, some people aren't so lucky. And around here, it didn't cost me a thing. Go out, beat in throughout the season.
Yeah.
Get your beaters day.
Beaters day at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And say I'm quite fortunate to have that sort of a background, but obviously you're not connected to the animal when you're looking down a scope or down the barrel of a shotgun. To be behind, up in a tree, in a hide, on the ground, with your bow 10, 15 yards away from the animal you're looking to harvest, that is a connection. That's completely different.
Yeah.
That's the feeling I would like to have.
I mean, I was on a doe tag in the States. The reason I took a doe tag was I'm thinking, I'll be smart here. There's a shitload more does than bucks.
Yeah.
And I had that 8-point walk past me at 18 yards. Mate, what a feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, because I was on a doe tag, all I could take was photos of it. They were the only shots I could take photos.
Yeah.
But Jesus, it was beautiful, mate.
Yeah. You can never replicate, is it?
No, I said to both Dylan and Joel, I said, if I'm fortunate enough to harvest something, I can guarantee I am going to blow it like a baby.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, I've taken a life, but I shall also kneel next to it and say a prayer over it.
Yeah.
It's just, it's respect for the animal.
Yeah.
I think wasting game animals, you can understand it when it's vermin control, when it's population control, like the hogs in the States. I mean, I don't know if you've seen that video, Apocalypse Now, with Brian Quacker and Ted Nugent.
I've not seen that one.
They're up in helicopters with AR-15s.
I have seen a video similar to that.
And I think they took out 400 hogs. And people are in the comments, that's not hunting, that's killing. I said, yeah, it's not hunting, it is killing, because I think that the year prior to making that film, across Texas and Florida, feral hogs had done $9 billion worth of damage to agricultural land.
Yeah.
But
look how many species that's pushing off the edge.
Yeah. What the video didn't show was they had actually employed teams of guys One went out and brought the carcasses in. The other team butchered them.
Yeah.
And they had yet another team taking all that meat out to local homeless shelters.
Yeah.
Those 400 hogs weren't wasted. Yeah, the actual act of harvesting might have it did look incredibly bloodthirsty,
Yeah.
but they were protecting the land and they fed an awful lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Paige Pierce took a load I don't know if you guys, not being compound orientated, there's a compound shooter, Paige Pierce. She does a lot of African hunts.
Yeah.
She took a giraffe and people slated her for it. But that giraffe provided 2,500 meals for local villages.
Yeah.
That's a lot of meals.
Mm-hmm.
And it provided work for the local community in guiding, catering, skinning, butchering. I don't think people realise what the term trophy hunting is a creation of the press to sensationalise and demonise. If an old bull giraffe has got to be taken out of the herd, it's past its breeding, but it's still fighting.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think from memory, he was a troublemaker with the other giraffes.
Yeah.
He was stopping new males coming forwards, and
yeah, so he's harming the herd.
Yeah.
And I think the antis think that when a wild animal dies, it just goes to sleep one night and doesn't wake up in the morning. Well, no. when he ain't got the strength to kick off a lion attacking or a gang of hyenas attacking, they will bring him down. And they don't kill them and then eat them. They kill them by eating them.
Yeah.
There's ample videos out there where you can, and they're horrific what goes on in nature. I say they don't just fall asleep one night and don't wake up.
No.
There are some truly disturbing videos of what goes on in nature where predators will eat from the arsehole up. And these animals are screaming in agony.
Yeah.
But according to the antis, that's a painless natural death. Like, go fuck yourselves. It might be natural, but that ain't fucking painless. How would you like somebody eating you alive from the arsehole up?
Definitely not quick.
No.
No, Mother Nature. There are too many of these dickheads that think Disney films are documentaries, that it's all Timon and Pumbaa. No, it ain't. Mother Nature's a heartless, callous bitch.
Yeah.
But she's fucking awesome at the same time.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if I'm getting on my soapbox here, guys. But you're fortunate enough to have lived in a rural area, Nathan. Dave, you want a bow hunt. You both appreciate what it involves.
Yeah.
The thing with pro people, like pro hunters, they just want to live their lives and get on with it without interference. Antis demand people conform to their way of thinking. As a hunter, I wouldn't go up to an anti-hunter and say, you know what, you must hunt.
No.
You don't hunt, you are lesser. No, it's your life, your choices. You do what you want, mate. But likewise, I want to hunt. I have hunted. Don't tell me what I can and can't do. I understand if you don't believe in hunting. I don't have a problem with it. That's your choice, your decision.
Yeah. I mean, it's surprising how many people these days, certainly younger folk as well, that have no idea where food even comes from.
Yeah.
They think it comes in a packet from Tesco.
There was that woman in the States that went viral online when she said, why do they have to kill animals? Why can't they just get their meat from the supermarket where no animals are harmed?
I seen one child be asked, where do eggs come from? And they just said supermarket. Right?
Jesus Christ.
They don't realise that there's stages before a supermarket, whether it meat processing or anything. They don't understand any of that.
This is a worrying thing. People are so disconnected from nature.
Oh yeah,
And not just animals, like fauna and flora. People are so disconnected from it. They just have no idea.
no,
And, like, just come and do a 3D archery shoot and shoot rubber animals and just see what you feel and see what you see. And like, it's get that connection back, because not enough people stick their feet in the ground.
no.
So,
Well, have you seen the number of NFAS clubs that have had hate campaigns against them, though, and people smashing up targets?
Yeah,
I have, yeah, I've seen that.
What goes through these people's mind? They do have to be mentally ill, don't they?
yeah.
I've had death threats on TikTok before now, like of putting up videos of shooting 3D animal targets, and people commenting with all sorts of obscenities and photographs of guns to my head and everything, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, you're this and you're that, and I'm like, whoa, hang on a minute, I'm like, it's made of rubber, it's illegal, like, it's a sport,
My friend Anthony from the Off Centre Archers had several videos pulled off TikTok of shooting 3Ds, and he used to have to put a comment underneath. This is a 3D target. It's made of rubber.
Yeah, I've had a few that's pulled, and I've not the word I'm looking for, not rebelled, but kind of petitioned it, and they've all come back. But
see, my first ever TikTok video I posted was using the compound with lighted knocks on the big stag we've got at Blythe, just so you can see that arrow flight down with a lighted knock, and on there it was mentioned it was a 3D target.
Yeah,
it was mentioned it was 3D archery, target archery, loads of different comments of it being not a real animal.
Trying to cover your ass.
Yeah, within seconds, taken down. I appealed it, just got taken off completely.
The weirdest one I had, I was down at Highley in the Severn Valley. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that. My dogs are just going mental. Obviously, a cat outside meowing. I took a photo of a steam train coming under the bridge, and that got pulled out to appeal it because they said it was dangerous. It's the fucking steam train, you knobheads. It's not like I've videoed myself jumping down the smokestack of the bloody thing. I'm stood on the footbridge above it, filming a train coming under the bridge. I mean, I know that makes me sound like a complete sado posting videos of steam trains, but it was a lovely moment, and I wanted to film it. And I'm thinking, how the fuck is me trains dangerous?
That's crazy.
Dangerously uncool.
It's like this Facebook thing now where like they're restricting everybody's archery pages because it's you're using a weapon or whatever it is. So I'm like, no, hang on a minute, we're doing a recognized sport, we're doing it safely, we go through training,
we're in a controlled environment,
and they're like, no, it's a weapon, whatever.
It's not a weapon, it's an item of sporting goods.
Sporting goods, yeah.
Sporting goods.
We were on about this the other day, weren't we, Dave? How since things have changed on the meta universe, the likes of all the follows and every bit of traffic has just died a death over the last few months. Everything has. Everything's gone so stagnant.
Yeah.
I don't know what Meta have done, but they don't like it. Put it that way.
That's why I moved to TikTok. Yeah.
This is why Wildwood Rangers does so well, because
absolutely. Yeah. But even their page is restricted as well now.
You're joking.
Yeah. Mine's restricted. Theirs are restricted. I can name a handful of archery pages that their recommendations are restricted because they're seen as promoting the use of a weapon. And it's all AI. They're all it's
AI bots they're using to scan things, aren't they?
Yeah. So it's not even doing anybody any favors. So.
Have you ever watched?
In fact, needs new blood in it.
Have you ever watched the Slingshot channel on YouTube, Jorge Sprav?
Yes, I have.
He actually sued.
Really?
YouTube. Yeah, him and a bunch
I'll
of
show you his
creators.
features.
Because they were restricting videos, and they altered the payment. I mean, he gets millions of views, doesn't he? He makes a living from it.
Yeah.
You know, and their group of them sued him over changing the terms.
Wow.
Yeah, it was insane. But I say this is how crazy. I try not to talk politics because I get fired up about it. The left are. I remember, was it Trump's first campaign? They decided to see how loony the left were, so they AI'd a picture of Trump's son next to a triceratops with a bow in his hand and an arrow in the triceratops, took it to certain areas and said, "What do you think of this? This is Trump's son." And they said, "Oh my God, he's evil. Aren't triceratops an endangered species?"
Oh. Keep us away from Jurassic Blind.
Mate, you just can't educate stupid, can you?
No.
You really can't educate
Nathan,
stupid.
we shot a baby Stegosaurus, man.
We've got a baby triceratops in the woods of Paget as well. It's like, shit.
The Stegosaurus wasn't even 24 inches off the floor.
God help us when we put that new one out. We've got one dinosaur in an egg coming.
Ooh.
Oh, that's it now. Now you're stepping into dangerous territory there.
You're getting shut down for that, I'm telling you.
You baby killer. Nathan, let me. Oh shit, was that too much?
Oh, God's sake.
I'm going to get in trouble here.
Yeah, just throw a line on that one. We'll move on.
There's the line. Here's me river dancing across it, folks.
I expected nothing less, mate.
I want to. Oh my God! Yeah, I've only had 2 glasses of Jack Daniels. God, I did an episode. Got to be 2-3 years ago now. I recorded one on Christmas Eve. Have you actually listened to that? Cause
I have. It was probably one of the funniest episodes I've heard.
Mate, I hadn't had the nerve to listen to that yet.
When I mentioned tangents, that is the one to listen to if you want to hear some rants.
Oh mate, I remember, Angel of High Power Archery. Him and Anthony were discussing it, and apparently, normally, if I cuss, I do polite English cussing. They said that night I was an American cussing in an English accent. I think there were more motherfuckers in a Samuel L. Jackson movie, and the C-bomb was dropped so many times it was like an attack on Iran. And this was when I was working at the old place with a toxic environment. I mean, it was an awful place to work. And apparently I was less than complimentary about my colleagues.
Oh, yeah, there's no punches held, I tell you.
Oh, mate, I think I went through a full bottle of Merlin, which is the Welsh equivalent of Bailey's Irish Cream.
Uh-huh.
It's from a Welsh distillery, mate.
Nice.
I'm a makes me sound like a right Nancy, but I'm a huge fan of Bailey's Irish Cream, and this Merlin, mate. This Merlin is like Bailey's Irish Cream, 5-star extra.
See, not all bad things come out of Wales.
No. Well, there's no wool coming out of Wales anymore.
That's good. Nathan's got them all tied up in his basement. That's why he's had to come downstairs. All he knew upstairs.
So you can't move up there.
Willy warmers. You do realise Rob's going to fucking message me when I've had this and call me everything under the sun.
I do hope so.
Next time I see him on a 3D course, he's going to be sending arrows at me.
Paget, I think. Is Rob shooting Paget?
They were going to come to it, but they've got prior plans for the 22nd.
Ah, right.
I think you and Will may have taken Robin Sharon's place, actually.
Ah, perfect. Thanks, Rob.
What the hell was I talking about?
I think we went off on a tangent a bit.
Yeah, I was on about that episode. Like I say, I still haven't listened back to it, but Jesus Christ, apparently, yeah, I went. What was it? The phrase I used? I went balls to the wall.
Yeah.
Is it worth me listening back to?
Oh yeah, 100%.
I just never had the balls to listen back to it, mate. All I remember is I was doing lots of shouting and swearing. Oh yeah, we were all had good things coming out of Wales, weren't we?
Yeah.
That Merlin was good, and then I can't remember if it was Jack Daniels or Glenfiddich I was caning as well, but I did a full bottle of that Merlin, about half I think it was Jack Daniels, half a bottle of Jack Daniels.
Wow.
And oh mate, it was just like the temperature was rising.
It was a real podcast.
All I remember is telling Anthony, I said I recorded one last night. All I remember is getting drunk and swearing lots. Next thing I know, they're talking about it. Oh, and Anthony said, right, if you're fed up of being a beta and want to be an alpha, let's do Jocko's Discipline Equals Freedom program. And I did it for 3 months. And fuck me, it was good. I've got to do that again, of course. I've let things slip and slide, but I'm building habits now, building good habits. Dylan recommended me Atomic Habits. Mm-hmm. The book called, is it Michael Cleary? Michael Clear? Mate, what a book. I mean, I've come back with some really good habits from the States. I'm down to 1 cup of bean juice a day now.
Good old bean juice.
I have a bulletproof coffee in the morning. I get up and I have 3/4 of a litre of water. Mm-hmm. I have that before I have my bulletproof coffee. And that's a spoon of coffee, a good pinch of good quality sea salt, spoon of collagen, and 25 gram of butter in it. And I blitz it up in the blender. And it is fucking amazing.
The right little concoction.
Yeah.
It sounds revolting, but it's like the creamiest coffee you've ever had. Mm. I take another litre of water to work with me in a big flask with... I used to take coffee in my flask. Mm-hmm. Now I think it's a brand called Clippers. My son's girlfriend put me onto it. It's organic, blackcurrant and blueberry tea. There's no caffeine in it. Mm-hmm. Nice. So I'll drink that and water during the day. And when I get home after work, all I drink in the evening is water. And I pinched my daughter's funky pink big metal beaker.
Blame it on your daughter.
Barbie pig, you know what? You have to be really confident in your masculinity to rock that shade of pink. Yeah. And I am fucking confident in my masculinity, mate.
Brilliant. I used to drink so much coffee and never realised like how much it messes you up until I stopped drinking coffee.
Oh, mate, tell me about it. I used to be able to go to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning and be up at 5:30, 6, and not realise how much that was impacting me.
Yeah.
Very occasionally, I might have a bulletproof coffee when I come home from work, but I think it's got to be a couple of months since I last did that.
Yeah, I used to have really
having 1 cup of coffee generally now. By anywhere between 9:30 and 10:30, I'm ready for bed. Mm-hmm. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. And I've gone from having 5 to 6 hours sleep a night to having 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. Mm-hmm. And it's only then I'm realising I'm getting sharper.
Yeah.
I'm more focused. Last night was a cheat night. I had a we had an Indian. But the other downside I've noticed, if I do have to stay up longer, I forgot to cook my chicken for work the following day. Every day for lunch now, I take 4 hard-boiled eggs and a chicken leg for lunch. I did carnivore, but I missed carbs too much. I mean, I felt amazing when I did carnivore. When I had 0 carbs, I was just eating beef, eggs, bacon and butter. I did that for a month and felt amazing. So I'll come home and I'm fortunate I can eat the same thing day after day after day after day after day and not get bored of it.
Yeah.
So I batch cook chilies and I've crept in the carbs. I'll have half a pound in weight of beef mince. I'll use a packet chili mix, a Coleman's packet chili mix, just because it's easy. And with that half a pound of mince will be half a can of red kidney beans in there. And then I'll have a naan bread with it. You know, I shouldn't. And it was only the other day I looked, these naan breads are like 400 calories for a fucking naan bread.
Yeah.
But so every day it's chicken and eggs for lunch, chili and a naan bread for dinner. That's happy. If I'm in bed at a reasonable time, I don't get hungry. If I decide there's something I want to watch and I stay up late, mate, I fucking binge on sugary snacks.
Yeah.
That's what's stopping the weight coming off at the moment. Every now and again, I'll overeat. Plus the fact I'm not doing enough exercise, I've got to start walking every morning again. I have started introducing body weight exercises first thing in the morning again, which is good because Trad Sniper's holding me accountable now. I think an accountability partner really works. See, you're both skinny minis. You don't understand the misery of being a fat bastard.
Oh, I don't know. There's some pictures I've looked at lately when I'm doing a lean over bow hunter styles. I'm like, there's a bit of a gut sticking out there.
Is it like a dart play where you can lean over so far because your belly's holding you up?
It's good in there.
Hang on, I'm going to show Dave a photo now. Let me see if I can find it on here.
I eat so much food. I put food away like there's no tomorrow.
I presume you're fairly active though.
Yeah, it's
I
just
work a desk job. Right, I'm going to
Yeah.
show you a photo now. On the left is me in 2018. On the right is me in 2021.
Wow,
That's an incredible difference, that.
that is insane.
I can't see any difference in myself when I look in the mirror, so occasionally I look at that photograph.
Yeah. Like I said to you, had I have gone to Paget without speaking to you since our last meeting,
Yeah.
I would have walked past you. Past you. You're looking so much better now. You lost so much more weight, and I mean, you've got a full head of hair, which is mental.
Admit it, mate. You'd have walked past me to the double take and fucking wolf whistled me, wouldn't you?
100%, mate. I'm jealous of them silver locks.
Wish me in your ear, 3 bags full, sir.
I'd have been, calm down, cheeky.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good effort, man. Good effort.
That was, I mean, at my lightest, I reckon at my heaviest, I was the wrong side of 20 stone. At my lightest, I got down to 14 stone 5. I reckon I'm just under 16 now, but that's because I've got lazy. And I mean, to lose the weight, it was stupidly easy stuff I was doing. I just cut out all processed food. And every day I was doing some press-ups, some air squats, some sit-ups, and some calf raises. That was it.
There you go.
I mean, the first time I did bodyweight workout, it took me about 3/4 of an hour because I was so out of shape. And it was only after I realised, hang on a minute, I'd do what I call drop sets where I'd start with calf raises, air squats, push ups, sit ups, and I'd do 11 of each, then 10 of each, then 9 of each without a break, then a 2 minute break, then 8, 7, 6 of each.
Yeah.
Without a break, then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Mm.
And in the end, I was knocking that out in, I say, gone from 3 parts of an hour to 20 minutes.
That's good going.
Yeah.
And for the first time in my life, I had visible triceps.
Nice.
I'd never had visible triceps. I'm like, fuck me, look at me. I'm strutting round like I'm Jean-Claude Van fucking Damme.
And I bet your archery was better for it.
Mate, it was the archery that got me doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I started this during COVID. Everybody else came out of COVID looking. They'd been on fucking Uber Eats 3 times a day for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
I cut down and took the time to do something for me. The thing that worried me was they said that obese people suffered worse with COVID if they caught it. And I've been a fat fucker my entire life because I'd always loved food and hated exercise.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was the spur to get it done. But yeah, fuck me, I felt so much better. And not carrying as much weight, pain in my knees went.
Yeah.
You know, people in the States are slagging off RFK Jr. because he's got some slightly controversial views. But when this guy says, stop eating shit and start moving, you know what?
Shit works.
You can't
Our health service is under so much strain, not only because I think part of it with the hospitals, A&Es, because people can't get an appointment at the doctors. So instead of going to the doctors, they're going to A&E. But our lifestyles are so sedentary and so unhealthy, and particularly with the cost of living going up, people are having to work longer and longer and more and get second jobs. So we go for convenience food.
Yeah, absolutely. It's inevitable.
And fucking home delivery on McDonald's. What the fuck?
You can get home delivery on anything nowadays, can't you?
It's McDiarmid fucking BTs.
Yeah.
It is McDiarmid.
Yeah.
It's nutritionally bankrupt.
Do you use exercise bands or Rich for your archery?
I've got some. I haven't used them in a while. Cy Thomas sent me a set.
Mm-hmm.
I had a message from him one day and said, "Send me your address, Rich." I said, "What, you coming to sniff me underwear?" He said, "No, I'm going to come and steal it off the line." I said, "Great, here's my address." And 2 days later, a set of exercise bands turned up. I've got to start using them again.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly, I think part of the problem with the recurve feeling so heavy is, it's got a longer riser. I mean, it's only a 19-inch riser, but it's got a longer riser and shorter limbs than the hybrid bow.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I might have put a little too much preload on. I'm running a brace of about 8 3/8.
Okay.
Of course, it's a heavily deflexed riser.
Yeah.
But right from the word go, those hooker limbs, it's like drawing a compound, but without the let off at the end.
Without the let off at the end.
Yeah. So I think I've stacked it against myself anyway. So I'm gonna have to have a play with that. I might wind the limbs out a couple of turns, and then I'll be able to take some twists out the brace and see how that goes. Take some twists out the string. Just maybe I'm going to try 2 twists at a time. I twisted it up that high to try and get it quiet because it did seem a little bit noisy, but there was no silencing on it. So I think this is where I have to start learning about limb pad angles and what works and what doesn't with limb pad angles, about how limb pad angles affect the draw cycle and the preload on the limbs and all this. Yeah. Mate, this is so much fucking harder than compound.
Compound, give it a shot. Like an exact when we start talking about the shapes of different sears, so the lever at the top and how different shaped seers and how they all come into play and how they all perform differently as well.
Do you think these were developed? I mean, Christ, the Egyptian triangle bow. What's
Yeah,
that, two and a
yeah,
half, 3,000 years ago?
yeah. Good bow.
Yeah, I mean, the trad
The
sniper is such
Assyrian
a
bows.
cool bloke. I adore that bloke. He's fucking superb.
Mm.
But Lee, English longbows are fucking agricultural, mate. Look at a 2,500-year-old Egyptian triangle bow. Christ, look at those behind Dave there. I mean, I'd say fucking hockey sticks.
Yeah, yeah.
Laminated, static limbs.
When you look at that little, this is the Ottoman bow
Ooh.
with the tiny little seers at the end here. That's like the Ottoman bows are kind of considered like the race car version of Asiatic bows, and that's like
Yeah.
the pinnacle of bow design before going into like modern bows and things. But they're so fast. This is the one that my last flight shoot that I did with this bow. This is 65-pound draw weight at 30.
Yeah.
I put a 32-inch arrow through it, so it's a little bit higher than 65 pounds. And I think from memory, I got 365 meters, I think it was. I'd have to have a look on the
Jesus.
YouTube video. The chap,
But
I got first place with the Asiatic Archery with this, with a very light arrow.
I mean, that's a
Um,
long arrow, though, isn't it, compared to those you showed us?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a long arrow, so I won't give it full welly on that. But the chap that came first got the same, pretty much the same distance as me, but was shooting a 130-pound longbow, I think it was. I did that with half the draw weight, you know.
Jesus.
So
I remember seeing something about those with like a little, almost like a little shoot. They put the arrow on so they could shoot a very short arrow.
yeah. So you have something called a SEPA, I think, or a SEPA, the way that
Yeah.
it's pronounced. It's like like the horn shoes you used to put or what they used to put your
Shoehorn,
foot
yeah.
into. Yeah, a little bit like that. That kind of sits around where you grip the bow. So
Yeah.
yeah, like an overdraw device. So you can still draw like a 20-inch arrow back to say 30 inches.
That's
And
insane.
so the arrow tip comes past past the handle and will fly out. So that's one method. And then you get baby arrows, which are probably half the size of this. They look like a crossbow bolt, and they're used with like a tonga, which is like a long bamboo tube, if you like, where you fire a 12-inch arrow from a full 30-inch draw, and it just skates right down the inside of that tube. It's
Wow.
there's loads of little crafty tricks that you can do with thumb draw and things. It's
That is absolute. That really does twist my head.
Yeah, and that's not including being able to hold arrows and hold a sword while shooting a bow and everything. You know, there's a reason why it was used in the military and why most of the planet shot thumb draw and not using three fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's most of the world's archery cultures shot with some sort of thumb release or a Slavic release, and not three fingers with the arrow on the inside of the
Would their
bow.
knocks being quite tight, or would it?
No, so
It's like that, isn't it? Your finger holds your thumb in place.
yeah, essentially.
Would they have gripped the knock some way then as well then?
So the knock sits in this little gap here.
Yeah.
So it would. I'm trying
True.
to if I can do this on camera for the guys at home. So the thumb would come underneath the arrow,
Yeah.
and the knuckle would come over the top. It just puts a little bit of pressure on the side of the arrow to stop
Yeah.
it from falling. But yeah, it would sit like this above the thumb. I don't know if I can show that to you there.
Fascinating.
So, which leaves all these fingers here free at the back to be able to hold maybe like extra arrows whilst you're shooting, or swords or whatever. It's
See?
yeah, there's quite a collection of things that you can do with it. And obviously it's quicker when you're on a horse. Most
Yeah.
of these cultures were nomadic archers on the back of horseback, so it's quicker to be shooting an arrow from the outside than it is the inside.
I remember watching a documentary about the Egyptian chariot archers,
Mhm.
and said
Yeah.
they weren't used like our archers were. You know, back in Henry V's time, where they'd stand in ranks and volley.
Yeah.
They'd actually come in across the front of the lines, get really close.
Yeah. Pepper them and come away
Chariots.
again.
Almost
Yeah.
like the original guerrilla warfare, wasn't it? It was
Yeah.
hit and run.
Yeah. So
Using
we have
archers in hit
something.
and run.
Yeah, we have something called a Parthian shot, which is literally as you're approaching on the horse, you're shooting forwards. As you're turning parallel to whoever it is you're shooting sideways, and then when you're feigning a retreat, you're doing a full turn in the saddle
Yeah.
and shooting backwards in the saddle to take what we call a Parthian shot, and shooting at the guys as they're either coming after you, and then obviously they break ranks at that point, and you loop back round and you come back in again. Yeah,
Yeah.
very different style of warfare. It would almost be a case of, oh, you see that kid over there, like us 30, we'll just go get that kid, and then we'll come back round and like we'll go get them, and it's I say
Well,
kid,
I presume
guy.
the Parthian shot is the origins of our parting shot.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah.
I'm watching these AI simulations of how the Egyptians use them on the chariots. It must have been terrifying if you were in a line of infantry. There's a massive dust cloud coming, and all of a sudden, here come these chariots. But before you've got time to respond,
Mhm.
they're away again,
Never
having
way.
mown down
Yeah,
the front line of your infantry.
yeah, absolutely.
It's impressive to think about it, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it isn't. Yeah. And being able to shoot ambidextrous as well. So the bow that I've just showed you is the Ottoman bow. That model is actually called a Solak. Now the Solaks were an elite um, an elite troop type for the Sultan's army, and they had to be able to shoot left-handed and right-handed, because as the Sultan's bodyguard, you weren't allowed to turn your back to the Sultan in war. So if you're stood to the left or the right of him, you shoot right-handed. If you're standing on the other side, you shoot left-handed.
yeah.
So you've always got eyes on the guy, and you never turn your back to him. So they had to be able to shoot ambidextrously as well. You got to think these bows are going to be in excess of 90 pounds, 100 pounds draw weight. Doing that with both sides is quite a feat.
That's a hell of a feat. But I
Absolutely.
suppose their military cultures, they started much younger, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
It was
absolutely.
this is what was expected of men.
Yeah, yeah. And they're riding horses from that age as well.
Yeah.
It's absolutely.
Oh, the Mongols are legendary horsemen, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. They have a lot to answer for. It's early in history, absolutely. They're phenomenal.
Can you actually
phenomenal.
say that word now without getting cancelled by Spotify's AI? 'Cause I mean, of course,
Soon find out.
Mongols are famous horsemen and archers, but by God, when I was at school,
Yeah.
it had an entirely different meaning.
Going back to earlier when we were on about pet hates, actually, I think I'm probably going to revisit my actual pet hate is no matter what style bow of Asiatic bow I shoot, somebody always says that's a Mongolian bow. That I'm like, no, it's not.
I always
Just
knew
because it's small and it's not curves doesn't mean that every bow's a Mongol. And some companies really are just as bad for labeling up a bow as a Mongolian bow. And there's nothing Mongolian about the shape of that bow. It just
I
seems
always
to be a
knew them
very
as
generic term.
Mongolian horse bows, but I think that's a misconception that
It is. Yeah.
has come across. Yeah, but is it Grozny or somebody like that in Hungary that makes fantastic bows?
Yeah, people like Grosjean that
That's
make
it. I'm
yeah,
sure it was one of their videos I watched,
yeah.
and they got that style of. I call them horse bows because that's what I know as a horse bow.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm an educated Asiatic archer, despite your best attempts there. I think it's about £70, and they put an arrow through a chrono at 305 feet per second.
They are very efficient bows. Yeah.
Utterly terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can shoot a much lighter arrow with a lot more speed and a lot more distance as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are very, especially when they're made right. They are incredibly efficient bows.
I was going to say, I presume the advantage of those laminations is they could get away with shooting a lighter arrow, which you look at the English war bows, it was a much, much heavier arrow. I know the momentum's good when you get there. It's going to blow straight through somebody cause of momentum.
Yeah. There's a few shoots that I've been to, like roving, where you can tell that the grounds are set up for longbow archers, and they can be at full draw with whatever draw weight lobbing arrows in, because the longbows are setting arrows like casting a fishing hook. You know, the arrows are coming out high and they're coming in low. And as an Asiatic archer, we consistently outshoot past the marks because our arrows come out so flat.
And so I presume you're having to shoot a lot flatter than the longbows, aren't you, to get those
we
shorter
can shoot
distances?
flatter sometimes. It depends what's in the way, because sometimes we could be shooting over a tree.
Yeah.
Or if the grass is long, the last thing you want is your arrow tucking under the grass.
Yeah.
You know, you want to either get 45 degrees or more, which means if that's the case, we're having to do maybe like a half draw and plink it, and we're still getting exactly the same results as what the longbow archers are. It's very easy to overshoot a target with an Asiatic bow because the arrow comes out so much more flat.
A rove is something I really have got to do.
Likewise.
Next time you're up, give me a shout. Yeah, as long as you got some wooden arrows and a traditional bow, then you can come roving. That's all good.
I don't know if you've met any of the lads from Paget that do it. John Cullick, Malcolm Harris, Chad Parker, Harry Hawkins. At 16 years old, he was pulling a 108-pound war bow like it was fresh air.
Lovely.
Yeah. Mate, who was it? I think it was a trad sniper nicknamed Harry the Trad Tank. I mean, he's about 6'2", 6'3". He was that size at 15 years old and just like manhandling these war bows.
Right.
But they love roving, and John keeps saying you got to come roving with us one day. He said there's nothing as satisfying as just coming up to 45 degrees and just letting that fucker fly.
Spend it. Yeah. I found it made a hell of a difference when I come to do 3D archery, because when you see the capabilities of your bow at maximum capacity, and you see at what point your arrow starts to dip and drop and how it flies at whatever distance, you can dial it back so much easier than you can doing it from a short distance further out.
And it makes with the right arrows, you don't even need a particularly heavy bow. You know, some of them 45, 50 pounds, particularly when it comes to English longbows. I mean, the laminated longbows now are a lot more efficient than the original U-bows, aren't they? Yeah. I mean, especially like when they got, is it bamboo bellied or bamboo backed?
Bamboo bellies, I think. Oh no, bamboo backed.
Yeah. It still twists my head that the back's the front of the bow and the belly's the back of the bow.
Yeah.
I have to remember belly to belly. Belly's gonna get you.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my last roving videos will have been with the Griffin, which was like the modern variation of the Hungarian bow, the Magyar bow. That's 55 pounds, you know, and that does 200 yards, whatever, easy. Yeah. No issues without whatsoever.
Crazy that is, isn't it?
And that's with a 10-11 grain per pound arrow. You know, it's
Jesus.
Yeah.
That really is impressive.
Yeah, it is. Not a problem. All those videos that you see on my socials of the roving where the flags are like 140 plus is with that bow. So.
Because what was the king's distance? Was that something like 220 or 280 yards? The king's distance, and that's what
220 rings a bell. I think.
That's what English longbowmen were expected to achieve, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I would like to give a rove a go. To be fair, I'm funny enough. I now know somebody that makes some beautiful wooden arrows as well. So
I'm just trying to see if I've got any here, but I don't think I do. Yeah. They're all downstairs.
I know if you build them yourself, wooden arrows can be quite an affordable option because they're a couple of quid a shaft, aren't they?
They can be, yeah. It depends where you get them from, but yeah.
Matt, I've looked at the price of some of these custom wooden arrows. Fuck me backwards. These are the price of high-end carbon target arrows.
Yeah.
It's scary. But then again, you think about the amount of labour that goes into building them, particularly when they're weight and spine sorting them.
And then painted.
Yeah, straightening them, painting them, tapering them, potentially barreling them.
Varnishing them. Yeah, the whole lot.
It's a labour of love, isn't it?
if you're the trad sniper, wrapping them in carbon.
Who was it?
There you
Oh
go.
God, Rob was winding up at Merlin, saying you're shooting carbon arrows. No, they're just wood painted black. No, if you think wood is carbon, so wood arrows are really carbon arrows.
That's just reminded me of something actually that you said to me the other day, Nathan, about your fletching tape situation.
Oh yes,
That might be a good tip to put out to people actually. And,
yeah. I'll let you lead with that. I mean, it was
yeah.
fully your idea.
So one thing I hate is when it rains and your feathers go flat.
Yeah.
And I know you can tune your arrows for that and all sorts as well. But I thought, you know what? I'm gonna go to the shop. I'm gonna go buy some that waterproof spray that you put on like your coats and stuff to keep
Yeah.
keep the waterproof coating on it. So I thought, all right, I'm just gonna spray my feathers with this waterproofing spray. Worked a treat. We last time we went, not last time,
Jesus.
the time before we went to Blythe, it was pissing it down. My feathers didn't collapse once. They stayed up. They were perfect. They flew true. And I said to Nathan, mate, you want to try this? Like, just give them a spray with some waterproof spray for like coats and fabric sprays. He said, oh, yeah, I'll try that. Turns out that if your feathers are stuck on with tape, that the tape melts and
Oh,
all your
you
feathers pop
joking?
off.
So I spent hours the night before Harlequin making up some new arrows, and
Mate, it's Harlequin. Harley Quinn is a character in the Suicide Squad. But you really would, wouldn't you?
I spent ages making these arrows, and the last thing I did was like, right, perfect. It's about 11 o'clock. I had to be back up at 6 to drive up there, give them a quick spray of this waterproofing spray.
Nothing like being prepared, mate.
Oh, I know. But put them down, went away. I came back about 5-10 minutes later, and I just noticed one of my fletchings was drooped over slightly. That looks a bit strange. I touched it and the whole fletching fell off, and there's several others on the arrows that were doing the same. So I spent the next couple of hours super gluing down all my fletchings and refletching all my.
I was going to say it's going to be a glue job on those, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, man.
But yeah, don't use waterproofing spray with fletching tape.
Yeah, if you have fletching tape on, don't use them. If you're yeah, I mean these ones need probably putting under the kettle again, but these have been through the rain and they're absolutely fine. You know,
Yeah.
but they're stuck on with glue. They're not stuck on with fletching tape.
First time I shot in extended rain with feathers was at the turkey shoot at Liberty last year, and slowly that collapsed. But it was based on the feathers I used are based on Trad Labs studies out of a hooter shooter in wind and rain. I shoot 2-inch high profile 4 fletch on a helical. Anything works when there's no wind. I mean, we're fortunate in Enfas, a lot of it's in the woods, so wind isn't too much a factor. But you look at folks that shoot World Archery 3D, they're very often on an open field.
Yeah.
Wind's a factor.
Yeah.
And as soon as you throw wind and rain in, these 2-inch high profiles, mate, they fly good.
It's
the profile, not the length, that creates the extra drag. The higher the profile, the more drag it creates, the faster they stabilise. But it was pissing down for a bit at the turkey shoot. And I noticed the weird shit is when your arrows hit the target and stop abruptly, and those feathers that were flat suddenly get flung forward. So your feathers stand up again, but carry on moving forward, and they get spread out like that. They're no longer like that. They're looking like it's like a rooster's comb. And I was totally unaware that I'd never thought that would happen. The feathers that look squished suddenly. It's like a bad Mohican on top of your arrow. I am going to have to try that though, but I'll say nice to know that glue them, because I do like using fletching tape. It's quick and convenient.
Yeah, that's when I used it. I mean,
apart from picking the little end off.
Yeah.
And we're back to Nathan's lack of practice again. Mate, if I ever meet your missus, she's going to slap me silly and she.
I'll try to make one to hide the black eyes tonight.
I'm going to come wearing a crash helmet. Crash helmet in a cricket box.
Like when you were on about wet fletchings, then that was what really got me onto tuning arrows.
Yeah.
I was so naive with archery when I was quite new into it. I went to an open and it was bouncing down all day. Feathers collapsed.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a clue what my arrows were going to do when they come out of the bow. They were here, there, and everywhere. And that's what put me into looking up a lot of tuning, bear shaft tuning. Since I've done that, I know I can happily go out there and I can shoot bear shafts all day, and they'll group exactly the same as what my feathered ones will. So I know if my fletchings go wet, it's not a problem. It's not going to hamper my shots.
Yeah.
They've seen my arrows. They fly like absolute bullets now.
They do. Yeah.
And it's spending that time getting your kit tuned right for you. It'll save you so much in the long run.
Yeah.
I'm tuning arrows tomorrow for Tom. So he's seen the benefit. He was a bit originally dismissive of the idea, thinking, no, I can't make that much difference, until we tuned his first set.
Mate, wait till you throw a broadhead on the front.
That's what I'm looking forward to, broadhead tuning, I'll be honest. I'm a bit of a nerd, things like that.
Basically, a broadhead on the front makes it fly like a bear shaft. Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
You've added a set of wings to the front of the arrow. I mean, they say never bear shaft with a broadhead. Of course, you've got wings on the front and fuck all on the back.
Yeah.
There's a guy on YouTube, is it Mick Samkovich? His channel, Samco Tradbow. And he'll actually his arrows are so well bear shaft tuned that he's shot broadheads out to 20 yards with no fletchings.
That's crazy.
That's impressive.
It's insanely good.
Wow.
And he started using some of the cheap Chinese, I say cheap, inexpensive Chinese arrows. I shoot Skylons, and they shoot well.
That's what I'm shooting, both on the compound and the trap bow. Skylon heads. They're brilliant. I used to shoot Link Boys.
Yeah.
They were brilliant arrows for the price, but like I said, not being able to get them from the UK was a bit of an issue anyway.
Yeah.
But the last set I ordered came, I needed them for the Baltic Bow Hunters last year.
Yeah.
And they were due to turn up about 2 weeks prior to the competition.
Yeah.
And they turned up and the box was folded in half and the arrows were in like 3 pieces.
Oh, man.
So I had no choice but to go out and buy something UK based to tune up ready for the hunters. Hence why I ended up on Skylons. And since that, I know I can get them in the UK. They're coming to me correctly. They're packaged correctly. I'm not going to have any issues with last minute getting arrows in left out of stock, which 500 spines seem to be quite often.
Yeah. I think they're quite a popular spine on trad. I mean, God, my recurve, of course, I was running 32-inch arrows at the time. Those hooker limbs are so wicked fast that to run 200 grains up front on a 32-inch arrow, I was still tuning weak on a 350 spine.
Wow.
Mate, I've said this before. In the compound world, even the old spine charts had soft, medium, and hard cams, soft, medium, and fast cams. They understood the difference that cast had on arrows.
Yeah.
I still think a lot of people in the trad world don't realise, hello, it's turned into OnlyFans. Dave's got a hairy pussy on his shoulder.
Oscar likes the attention. He's been locked out. Anybody? Go on.
Did Nathan not warn you out of the sense of humour of a 12-year-old? And mate, she asked me for a double entendre, so I gave her one. I I still maintain a lot of folks in the trad world don't appreciate the difference the cast of the bow makes.
Yeah.
And like I say, my recurve and my hybrid, a £2 difference on the fingers. The hybrid tuned with a 500 spine arrow, 31.5 inch carbon to carbon with 250 grain up front. I wanted a heavier arrow for Nathan's wolf hunt to shoot. So I broke out the 400 spines. I mean, the Skyline Edge is quite a light GPI arrow anyway. To get up to 535 grain, they're 31.5 inch carbon to carbon, 4 feathers, a wrap, a knock, 100 grain brass insert, a 200 grain point, which they fly like darts. But the only problem is, as I need to go this side, this is back to front, isn't it? As an arrow flies, it flies a parabolic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
These things go on the up, just stop, go, oops, out of energy, nosedive and straight down. But they fly beautifully. Oh, God, I'm sat on a pleather chair with a seat cover, so every time I move, it sounds like I'm farting.
Don't blame the chair, Rick.
Mate, if I was genuinely farting, I'd have my arse to the camera blowing kisses. Dave's thinking, what the hell have I joined here? What the hell have I come on?
We've got it all going on. You're fine. I've got a cat in my head.
It's quite peaceful for me, I'll be honest.
It's like a bloody parrot.
He is.
Have you guys got any shoots booked or planned for this year?
The only one I've got booked for this year is your wolf hunter shoot.
Oh, wow.
I always shoot Liberty, but I'm away that weekend. I said before, my son's taking me to see Iron Maiden at Nebworth.
Nice.
So, yeah, I
sent
him a link to it, thinking he'd go with his mates. Of course, him and his mates all love that, but he knew I used to listen to Iron Maiden growing up. And he messaged back and said, if I get the tickets, will he come with me? I said, I'd love to, but it's Liberty weekend, so I can't. And 10 minutes later, I thought, fuck it, you know what? How many times do I get the opportunity to see Iron Maiden with my son?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
I wouldn't have paid that much for fucking tickets. Mate, I'm so tight I squeak when I walk.
I've only got Black Arrow booked in on the 29th for my next shoot. I haven't got anything else booked as of yet, but I'm sure I will do. I definitely need to want to get more 3D shoots in this year. That's my main goal.
I've got to do that to get pressure shooting. Although one of the best tips I was given was a guy named Greg Krause out in the States. I don't know if you watched Maddie's ETAR videos.
Yeah.
Greg's the guy whose family she stayed with in PA. I was talking to him, and I was on about trying shooting on 1 foot, one of Joel's tricks, and he said, if you really want to put yourself under pressure, shoot live on social media.
On 1 foot?
No, just shoot live.
Don't
record it.
Hey.
Go live and shoot. I was going to do down at the Supercast, but the cell service down there was so awful. I think I got like 1 bar of 3G signal. Yeah,
that's the issue, isn't it? In most places, I feel like we lose signal.
Yeah, so I did it the one day at one of the days before the shoot at Liberty. There was a 3D leopard target about 16, 18 yards, and I thought, right, fuck it. Set up the tripod, stuck the phone on it, went live on Instagram and started shooting live on Instagram. And mate, that's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Yeah.
You can't hide any bad form, bad shots, anything. It's all like,
Yeah. That's the thing with pre-recorded, is that you control everything that you want people to see.
Well, Wildwood Rain just put a video the other day talking to newbies about don't believe everything you see on the internet.
Yeah.
And I'm as guilty of anybody who's posting the good groups. So the other week I was having a shit day with the recurve. and I posted it.
Mm.
And I said, we all show the good side.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was 3-4 weeks ago, possibly more.
Yeah.
I said, well, what happens when it goes really, really wrong?
Mhm.
And I posted the pictures, and mate, I was spraying and praying. I was spraying and praying arrows all over that goddamn target. I realised what I was doing. Both shoulder was collapsing. I was death gripping the bow. It was just whatever. The mental side of the execution was superb, but it took me ages to figure out what was going on. And that's again building more into the shot conversation. Does it feel right?
Yeah.
If I'd have stopped and thought, I'd have felt like, well, why am I shooting like Quasimodo? You know, there's no there.
Yeah.
That was the biggest part of my fucking conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Quasimodo, face rings a bell. But it took me, and then when I figured out what I was doing wrong, and I was trying to learn the gaps on that thing again, because like I say, the point on so freaking far, I'd got my knock point up at almost 3/4 of an inch above the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
And mate, it's like if I'd have missed a boss, I'd have been in freaking Litchfield with the arrow. You know, it's really weird.
Mm-hmm. I think it's really important to show your bad shots, especially when people are new to archery and are looking at joining 3D archery. The first thing they're going to do is Google 3D archery or YouTube it. And if you see everybody hitting targets left, right, and center, then they're going to be so surprised when they go out for the first time. Yeah.
I mean,
it doesn't always go right. I don't know if you can see that.
You know, one of the advantages of shooting, my arrows have got a 100 grain brass insert and a 200 grain point on. One of the advantages, I twatted one into a stone and it didn't do that.
No, it bounced off.
The insert's bent like that. But the arrow's fine.
Wow.
At some point, I'm going to have to stick a drill. Of course, those I'd super glued in. I'm going to have to stick a drill bit down there, give it the whip, and knock the insert out and put a new insert in. Mate, heavy front end, don't half protect your arrows.
Yeah.
And because the inserts are brass, they're malleable and they bend and they seem to absorb shock well.
Yeah.
I've had tips bend like that.
Yeah, I've got 150 grain tips on mine. I generally have 150 grain tips up front on mine, and that's not including the insert. So
yeah, they just fly really nice with a bit more weight up front, don't they? Yeah. They're less. I mean, I don't know if you found it. Do you use that kind of weight on your clout arrows as well? You roving arrows?
Yeah. Normally 150 grain socketed arrowheads up front. Yeah. There's no insert.
And you find you get less wind drift than everybody else.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Unless I stick a massive feather on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they fly pretty straight.
I was watching a video from, is it Greg Richards or Greg Richardson? 3D Archer is the YouTube channel. And he did some experimenting with 3, 4, and 5 inch feathers as to how much slower are they. Well, I think between a 3 and a 5 inch was 1 foot per second. At 20, 30, and 40 yards, the point of impact was the same. And then he did, let's go up to an angle of 30 odd degrees and shoot 3, 4, and 5 inch feathers. And he was shooting them. And you'd think the 5 inch would have a lot more drag and land shorter, wouldn't they? A yard, I think it was 1.8 yards difference between them.
Wow.
But what he did notice was the 3 inch arrows, the arrows with the 3 inch fletchings, were skipping and bouncing, whereas the 4 and 5 inch arrow, 4 and 5 inch fletched arrows were coming in nose down.
Yeah.
And when he paid attention to the trajectory, although they're only hitting a yard apart, the arrows with the 4 and 5 inch fletchings have got a much higher trajectory.
Yeah.
The arrows with the 3 inch fletchings, and they were, apart from the difference in weight of the fletchings, identical arrows. And he
Yeah.
The arrows with the 3-inch feathers were flying a lot flatter and skipping off the ground. Well, I suppose that makes sense because the feathers give lift, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Which makes me kind of glad I'm shooting 2-inch feathers. I mean, even when I went to the States, I was shooting 4 3-inch feathers,
Mhm.
and they steered the broadheads beautifully.
Yeah.
I
I
have
think
got
my next lot of carbons, I'll stick 4 fletch on them. I know Nathan was shooting 4 fletch the other day when we went shooting, and they straighten up so quick and so tidy.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely great.
Yeah, when I bare shafted this last set of arrows, once I got the bare shaft sorted, I made 3 4-fletched and three fletched,
Yeah.
always fletchings, and just set them down range, put the camera behind me in slow mo, and the difference was incredible of how much quicker the 4-fletch straightened up than the 3. They're like bullets. They really
Yeah.
are from the bow.
What size fletching do you use?
2-inch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these are the ones I'm using at the moment. Excuse the state of these ones, but the 2-inch high profile. The class is a heart fletching,
Yeah.
so they curve, when they're sitting right, they curve back slightly.
Well, the ones I use, and I couldn't find them anywhere except AliExpress. Well, you know the good old bone-in blazer vein.
Yeah,
Mhm.
See, even non-compound archers know what a blazer vein looks like because it's dropped more animals than any other fucking vein in history. My 2-inch feathers are an identical profile to a bone-in blazer. And the only place I could find them was AliExpress.
Mhm.
send me the link to them, Rich.
How much did I pay? I think, including shipping for 100, was about 16 quid.
Nothing, is it?
No.
No.
These fletchings, I think these are AliExpress as well. To be honest with you, I think.
All of mine come from AliExpress.
The only downside is the quill is thick on the bottom.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So for putting on with a helical, you get that god-awful, boring job of sitting there sanding quills.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
by
it is
the
every
end of the
job.
night, you look like Casper the freaking ghost because you've got white quill just absolutely freaking everywhere.
Yeah.
In fact, you guys are going to have to talk amongst yourself for a minute. I'm just going to go and grab an arrow. I haven't got one in here. I don't know whether you're going to sing to each other, serenade each other, slag me off. Feel free. I love it. I love it when people slag me off and expect me to be offended. I love it. It means I'm doing the job right.
You come back.
Sorry? I'll
Jesus
come back and you'll both have disappeared. Dave will be sat there like a Bond villain, stroking his cat. Well,
Christ. My cat.
Mr.
The
Bond.
cat's gone. I don't know where he's gone. He's probably sensed that his mum's on his way home.
Right, I've got some arrows just the other side of that door. Gentlemen, please feel free to talk amongst yourselves. Dave's going to say, Nathan, how have you got me involved in here?
Mate, no
Hang
worries.
on, gents, I will be
We need-
back in. I will be back in but a moment.
We need that little
Keep talking, gents, come on.
SpongeBob SquarePants interlude that says a few moments later.
Later. So
Oh, dear.
I don't know if I missed it earlier on, Dave. Have you spoke about your new sponsor? It's in,
I haven't yet. No, I've not put it out on the page yet.
oh no, no,
Um,
the TikTok released one.
the hunting door one.
Yes.
Not as of yet. So yeah, Journey with Arrows is currently doing some work with hunting door archery. So they've sent through a nice little recurve bow, which is what I've been using on the previous videos, if anybody's seen it. So I'll be doing a full review on that. That'll be up on the page hopefully next week.
Full review of what?
Yeah,
Sorry, full review of what? I love reviews.
So Hunting Door Archery have joined up with Journey with Arrows, and they've sent a nice recurve bow through, which is what I was using down at Blythe the other day. So we had some fun with that, and there's a full review that's still due to come out on that, which should be next week now. But there is another sponsorship, which I'll be dropping next week as well.
They look like they've got quite a variety on their hunting door.
They've
Yeah,
got quite a lot on there. Yeah, they've got quite a
Yeah.
lot on
it is
there.
quite
So
Don't
good for arrows
they?
as well.
Do they sell that? I know Amy XGS
Yes,
do
I think they
it.
do.
They've got a reverse limb recurve, a belly mounted limb recurve.
Hmm.
Looks similar to a Black Widow.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
they got some good stuff on there.
You see that? Those are those feathers, mate.
Oh right, that yeah, nice then.
Just like I've put, so I've got a load of blazers upstairs still, two
Smart.
inch high profile, and they fly lovely, mate.
Yeah, no, you have to send me the link to them, Rich.
I'll
Because
dig it up again, cause I'm gonna have to order some more. I don't know. I mean, you'd need a perfect tune. Compounds are more forgiving when it comes to broadhead tuning. Obviously, you'd need a perfect tune with something that small on a broadhead.
yeah,
So
Mm.
I just took three. I put 3 inch high profiles on my hunting arrows.
yeah, the 2 inches I'll only use for like competition,
Yeah.
like pass and the likes, and
And if you've got bear shaft tuning down to a fine art, and that, like I say, a lot of that's down to your release, isn't it? Having a
yeah,
really good clean release, which, like I say, Maddie went nuts at me and said, "For fuck's sake, Rich, why are you trying to bear shaft tune after 6 weeks? You haven't mastered the release yet. You're just going to be chasing your tail and frustrating yourself and giving up."
yeah, that's what I told Tom when before we tuned his arrows. Is like,
Yeah,
look, before we
but
do anything like that, let's perfect you.
yeah,
Let's get your release down, get your form right. Everything needs to be consistent every
yeah,
single shot before we can even look at your arrows. Otherwise, you're just going to get false readings and you'll be chasing tail.
yeah,
There's no point doing it.
yeah. Like I say, that's exact. Mind you, Si said the same to me. He said, "For fuck's sake, Rich, get a grip. You're trying to run before you can walk."
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it does make a difference when you're ready. When you're ready to make that step,
Yeah.
it
I
one
mean,
hell of
I'm so fortunate to have so many knowledgeable people around me. It's like Dave said, they don't want to gatekeep. They genuinely want to help, and they
Yeah.
genuinely want you to be better.
Mhm.
I say like, I'm still very very new into the old archery world, but
Yeah,
I've learned a lot from archery videos on
yeah.
YouTube, likes, but so much from just having a conversation with guys at competitions,
Yeah.
at the club, and everyone's willing to share that knowledge. And you
Oh
can
God,
just pick
yeah,
it from here. You can choose to listen to what you want to listen to, but just take that little bit of knowledge from somebody. It goes
it's turning your bullshit meter up high as well, isn't it?
100%.
Particularly in relation to YouTube. And
Mhm.
the best advice, I think, regards shooting and advice Joel gave to me is learn from the people that can outshoot you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 See,
Yeah.
the first,
Everybody, it's the other thing in it. Opinions are like arseholes. Everybody's got one.
yeah,
But if you're out shooting them on a regular basis,
It's worthwhile listening to.
yeah,
yeah, if they're beating you, they're worth listening to. If you're knocking their ass into the weeds,
yeah. When I
bless you.
started, I was I think the main person I was watching on YouTube for basic setup tips and the likes was Jim Kent, Grizzly Jim.
Yeah,
His tutorial videos and the likes. That's what really got me hooked on trad archery.
yeah.
I was looking at his trad setups and likes. I was like, this is where I want to go, and that got me hooked.
And the one for me that got me, that really fascinated me with trad when I first looked at going back into archery. Oh, pardon me, excuse me. Clay Hayes.
Clay Hayes.
Yeah. Yeah. Great stuff. Great content.
I
Yeah,
remember the first time Rob saw me with a trad bow in my hand was ages ago. I just took a black hunter down there and I'm shooting canted. And he's, why are you shooting canted? Well, I'd learned what I'd learned from Clay Hayes, and that guy's got his bow at 45 freaking
Yeah.
degrees.
Yeah. I've taken shots at totally flat with mine before now.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
God, do you look at some of those bow on the original Bodnik bow hunter challenge?
Yeah. Yeah.
when they're horizontal, when they're shooting under benches.
Benches lying on your belly with your bow horizontal.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to say, there's a guy I used to like on the compound, Ike's Outdoors, and he was practicing for an antelope hunt. Antelopes, they nickname them speed goats. They're jittery as fuck. And I got to see some out in Montana, and as soon as you're within 250 yards, those boys are up and running like their life depends on it.
Yeah.
And he was practicing with a compound, lying on his back, drawing the compound horizontal, then literally ab crunching himself up, bringing the bow vertical and taking the shot. And I'm thinking, Jesus, that's some kind of torture, that is. To lie on your back with your bow with a compound horizontal, get to full draw, then just crunch yourself up and be ready to take the shot. You know, it's like
watching my next video.
Return of the Living Dead, that is.
That's some skill.
Mate,
that's some skill.
He practiced this for months and months and months just to be able to do it, so he could find a spot.
Yeah.
He'd have somebody back behind watching, saying, right, there's one here. And then it's all about that moment, isn't it? Just getting yourself up. I mean, to try and do it in grass as well and be quiet, to come up, bring that bow vertical. I mean, you can
see enough of your target as well.
Biscuit. Sorry?
And to see enough of your target.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a feeling that must have been, though. All of that months of effort and practice going into that one moment.
Yeah.
Everything could have gone wrong in that last moment if it hadn't been practiced properly.
Oh, Lord, yeah. Oh, Christ, there's so much can go wrong even when it's practiced to perfection.
Yeah.
But I used to love watching that channel. He used to do some really, really good stuff. He was just a welder that loved shooting.
Yeah. See, for me, like, I'll shoot with a canted bow if I'm shooting bow hunter shots or I'm shooting instinctive, just to open that window up. But since I started gap shooting, my bow is pretty much straight now. You may have noticed, Dave, when we're shooting a live, if I'm shooting, like I said, with my gaps, it's bows on, bang on straight. But
that just feels unnatural to me.
Yeah.
But I think it goes
straight over.
Yeah, I think
my shots is canted.
Yeah.
I think watching Clay Hayes, you see him there leaned over with that big cant, and you think, oh, how cool is that? I want to do that.
Oh, canting trap bows, man. It's like 100 points of cool just for doing it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't hit at the end of it, you just look cool doing it.
Even if you don't hit, you still get 24 cool points.
Yeah, exactly.
I think my friend Chad, he shoots an English longbow canted.
Yeah.
And he said he shoots much better canted than he does holding the bow vertically.
Yeah. I shoot my English warbow canted as well.
Yeah.
So you can lean far more into the shot than you can just T drawing.
Yeah.
You know, absolutely.
Right, I want to loop back now to hunting door. I've come across them a fair few times. There are a lot of what they sell. Have you come across Deer Seeker Archery as well?
Yes, yeah, I've heard of Deer Seeker.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of this. One thing, I mean, the Chinese get a lot of crap because they do knock off some stuff.
Yeah.
But then there are the firms that make genuinely good stuff. I mean, look at the Mandarin duck.
Yeah.
I've got a Mandarin duck upstairs. I only bought one because a friend said it's a gentleman of a bow. It says, "Where would you like the arrow, sir?" You say, "I'd like it there," and it puts it there. But even the Mandarin duck was getting knocked off.
Yeah.
I think it might have been that 3D Archery channel he was saying when there was a factory that produced beds just down the road from the Mandarin duck factory. And when they realised how successful the Mandarin duck factory was, they poached a load of their employees and started doing Mandarin duck knockoffs. And they had problems where limbs were breaking.
Wow.
But there are some genuinely good bows coming out of China.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
mean, who was it was on about the what's that one that Eagle Archery sell? They do it as a recurve and a hybrid. And
Oh, Will's just bought one as an in between bow actually.
I can't think what it's called now.
Bear with me a
I
second.
can picture it. I can't think of what it's called.
Yeah,
Eagle
you
Archery.
know what it looks identical to?
Mhm.
A deer seeker messer,
Yeah.
right
Is
down to the colours. But
the
you can go to these Chinese factories, and like I say, there are. I think the problem is the quality control. Some factories have it, some factories don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back when I was DJing, uh, American DJ did really good lights. You could buy direct from the Chinese factory, but if there was a problem, you got no comebacks.
Mm.
The American DJ was so much more expensive because they'd actually got staff in that factory QCing every item that went into an American DJ box.
Yeah.
So it was a lot more labour intensive, hence the price was higher.
Mhm.
But you can have your own brand put on, can't you?
With some of them you can do, yeah. With some of them you can do.
Yeah.
I mean, these carbons of mine that I've got my logo on, they came from a Chinese factory. Um, but they were fairly expensive because the setup costs of the machines and things as well.
Yeah, when
Um,
you were
and
buying small numbers.
yeah, and it's not worthwhile. Because you might as well just go get an arrow sock and put arrow socks on.
Yeah. I'd
It's
get a
far
label printer and put a label printer
yeah,
on.
exactly. Yeah, it's far cheaper. But yeah, I mean, probably in the Asiatic archery side of things, like AF Archery and Ali Bow produce some fantastic bows.
Yeah.
Brilliant. If people just want to get into Asiatic archery, then they have bows that are great for them.
Yeah.
All the way through to people who actually do the full-blown horseback archery competitions are still shooting AF and Ali Bow bows, and they're
Is
fantastic. You know,
AF the one that's also sold as Freddy Bow?
no, no.
I've seen a few of those Freddy bows, and to be fair, for a
Yeah,
fiberglass bow, they look really bloody good, and they spit arrows.
they do. I would say personally, I find fiberglass bows, certainly in Asiatic bows, quite sluggish. They're quite slow.
Yeah.
Compared to like a laminate bow, they're definitely whippy. Depends what you want. I mean, I've got AF bows and Ali bows here, and they are great bows. They're
Yeah.
reliable. They're fairly inexpensive, and they produce a lot of them, and they're great. But then you look at these, these are both by Paragon bows.
Yeah.
That's fantastic bows, absolutely phenomenal. But there's 600 quid each.
Yeah.
And it depends what
See,
you want.
that's not what you think of a standard like Chinese bows. You tend to think of cheap and cheerful.
Yeah,
But
well, I mean,
again,
these are made in the UK, but Paragon Bows is
ah,
UK based, so he's in Manchester. Same, you see the T-shirt on there. But
yeah.
he's a chap that builds those, and
Wow.
they're fantastic.
I didn't even know there was anybody that built those in the UK.
He's the only person in the UK that builds them.
Every
Um,
day is a school day.
and they're absolutely phenomenal bows, absolute rockets.
I, I, I do think Chinese equipment has its place in making archery affordable for beginners.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
100%.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Nathan, you wouldn't have come into it and straight away think, right, I want to start archery. I want to order £1,000 Bodnik bow, would you?
No, no. And like I said earlier on, like when I first started, everything was off AliExpress or
Yeah,
Temu, like
Mm.
arrows, fletchings. When I got into making arrows, they're all off there. Even I think even down to my first set of arrows, like pre-made arrows, they were off AliExpress.
yeah,
Um, like loads of little bits here and there I've bought, but I still use them now. 3 years in, I'm shooting a £1,200 bow, but using stuff from AliExpress. You don't
yeah.
have to be an elitist going out and spending £40 an arrow
No,
to be in the sport. And it's wrong if anyone says you do.
mate, I put my Skylons, it wasn't the edges, it was the 5.2 shafts I was shooting, I got sent some Eastern Axis, which are their pultrusion arrows where they're not supposed to have a spine on them. You know, you haven't got a weak side and a stiff side.
Yeah.
Lance from Washington sent me some of those. Me and Rich Hill went halves on a dozen of the Victory RIP TKOs. So I'd got 3 different arrows, put them across a bare paw arrow analyzer. My Skylons, though they're 5.2, so I think I paid just under 50 quid for a dozen shafts. The Victories were 148 quid for a dozen shafts, and the tolerances were within 3%.
Wow.
I can't shoot 3% difference.
No.
Your Mike Schlossers, your Bodie Turners, your Paige Pierces, your Tim Gillinghams might be able to. How many people do you know can shoot a 3% difference in an arrow? I mean, Stephen Hans, Archery Supplies in Australia, when he shoots national, he's a national champion. When he shoots national competitions, the victories he shoots, he's got a mixture of their gamers and their elites in his quiver. And at national champion level, he can't shoot the difference between a 6/8 straightness and a 1/8 straightness shaft.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So when a newbie comes into archery,
Yeah,
look at people with all the gear and go, oh well, I must have these
yeah,
£1,000 bows or these £100 arrows. That you don't need them.
No.
No.
It just goes back round to the same principle of seeing people hit everything every time.
yeah.
It's like that. I have to be
Create
like
unrealistic
that.
expectations. And how many people can outshoot a PSE Stinger? You know, that's a 300 quid compound bow. How many people can actually outshoot one of them?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just a gear whore. Like I just like custom stuff.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
we all know the correct number of bows to own is X plus 1, where X is the amount you currently own.
Yeah. I mean, my other half would disagree with that, but I'm fully
How
on
many
board.
pairs of shoes has she got?
You don't want to see how many pairs of shoes my other half's got.
Yeah. Do you guys
I
know
need
a
more
guy
bows, put it that way.
named Jason Sordy, Skippy?
No.
Lovely bloke from London way. But he was saying if ever he wanted, his missus had got loved a certain shoe designer, and he'd posted some of the shoes she's got, and mate, they're spectacular, but they're bloody expensive.
God.
So if he wanted a new bow, he'd borrow a new 800 quid pair of shoes.
Yeah.
What?
And he could have whatever he wanted. And mate, he's an absolute Skippy is a lovely, lovely bloke. He seems to have disappeared from social media. I haven't seen him since last year's Liberty shoot, but he's an absolutely lovely bloke. But he's like the rest of us. We're gear whores.
Yeah.
How many bows have you got, Rich?
I sold my Prime. I've got a PSE compound wise. I've got a really old Barnett Safari that I daren't shoot because it's got the old steel cables and teardrops where the teardrops have a habit of detaching and embedding themselves in your eye. I've still got my PSE Stinger. I've sold my Matthews Apex 7, sold the Prime. I've still got the Bear Kuma. White Featherlark Riser. Toe Point Slither Riser. Ukagobi limbs, 2 Timber Creek cottonmouths, Raging Brown Bear, yeah. Mandarin Duck Black Hunter.
I'll see. I'm nowhere near as bad as you guys.
Mate, I've only been shooting for 12 months.
Get one for every month.
I've got the new bow on the way.
Nice.
All you need is one Bodnik bow.
One Bodnik bow. True salesperson.
I really
I've got about 10.
If I'd love a Black Widow recurve.
Yeah.
I've shot Maddies. I got to play with John Hilson's. I've shot Joel's and I've shot Bodie's. Every Black Widow I've shot draws like a hybrid longbow.
Nice.
Mate, they don't draw like a recurve. They draw like a hybrid longbow. They are so, mate, it's like silk in your hands.
They are beautiful.
I'd love a big stick takedown recurve. Sorry, takedown longbow, 2-piece takedown longbow. And I'd like a Harvey bow as well. Either a Crown Eagle or a Raptor. He's quite affordable. Joel and Dylan were shooting winged longbows, 2-piece winged longbows. They're gorgeous. But I think the base price before you start any customization is $1,975. And his waiting list is currently closed. When I looked on his site, he closed his waiting list at the end of 2023 because he'd got a 2 to 3 year waiting list.
Wow. There you go.
But you can see why these bows are expensive. I mean, I can see why compounds are expensive. When you look at the size of the billet of aluminium, they start off with, and how much is left of that at the end. I mean, there's millions of dollars in machine tools. There's so much of that aluminium wasted. I mean, yes, they recycle it and they get some back off that.
But it's material removed.
And then with trad bows, I mean, when you first said the price of yours, I'm like, fuck me, that's more expensive than a compound. You know, I'd want that to come with a fucking oiled up Jessica Simpson naked and ready at that price. But then when you look at the work, I was completely ignorant about the amount of work that went into making trad bows. And of course, one stroke of a spoke shave too much and you just destroyed a limb. That, you know, you could have 8-9 hours into that limb. And that's got to go in the bin. These guys.
I've had a few bows on the tiller wall that's blown up before.
They're scientists and artists all rolled into one. Compound bows are science. They are a pure science. Trad bows are a science combined with an art. And those guys that make them, bloody hell, guys, you are incredible. You know, I've so much admiration for bowyers. I wouldn't have anywhere near the patience to do that job.
No.
I think it's like wood and arrow builders, carbon science. Again, wood's an art. It's organic. You can get so much consistency with carbon, whereas with wood, every arrow's different.
Absolutely.
And people that produce can stick. I think the thing is it's easier to get weight and spine matches with much easier with carbon than it is with wood. And it still fascinates me and terrifies me, wood and arrows. But the other thing is it's so fucking fragile compared to carbons.
You need to make a good knock on it.
If I'd spent 200 odd quid on a set of wooden arrows, I would have the biggest bitch fit in history if I missed a target and broke one of those.
Well, if anybody wants a set of wooden arrows for less than that.
Hey, come on, let's get it out there. Right, what do you charge for a dozen woodies then, mate?
Fully painted up, 100. That's including delivery.
That's good.
Jesus Christ, you're working for the same wages as a child miner in the lithium mines of Africa to keep Tesla drivers happy.
I'll be back in a second, guys. 2 secs.
No worries. So yeah, I've got three batches under the way at the moment,
Yeah,
which are all on with obviously fully customizable, whatever shape, size, length, color, fletch they want.
yeah.
Arrow tip, cresting design, color, you name it.
Have you
Um,
got any of yours there you can just grab?
oh, uh, let me have a
Am I going to
look.
be abandoned by two now? It'll just me be waffling shit in the background.
You might have to do a bit of waffling.
I'm a serial waffler.
Right, give me 30 seconds, then I'll leave you to waffle.
I am like bird's eye potato, waffles, waffly versatile.
Be
There's a
super
blast
quick.
from the past, folks. Right, so we presume Nathan is away making the bladder gladder, and Dave is going to grab us one of his custom arrows to show. Now, if you're not on YouTube, folks, here's an incentive. If you listen to this on an audio only site, here's an incentive to look at it. I'm going to have to put this on YouTube because you've got to see this how short Dave's shaft is and how big his tip is when he's after elephants. And we're going to get to show us one of his custom arrows now. So if you're on an audio only site, look at the timestamp, head over to YouTube, have a look, and we're going to get Dave to show us one of his custom arrows. So I say, what would you reckon, Nathan? If you'd spent 200 quid on a set of arrows, would you throw a bitch for it if you bust one or lost one?
I cry now, and they're probably only worth about 7 or 8 quid fully made up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I
I
would. I'd cry more if I built them as well.
Well, you have built those with the Italian flag, haven't you?
Wooden arrows, man. I would like to get into that, but I think it would be stressful.
Yeah,
Well, I say stressful. It'd probably be therapeutic all at the same time as being stressful.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, losing one would be the end of the world for me.
Oh
I
God,
think
yeah.
back to carbons the second I lost one.
Right. While Dave's looking for that, we have to talk about the marvelous Mr. Chittenden at the Dirty Gnome Leather Company.
I was going to lead on to that at some point.
Oh,
Honest,
mate. Right. Dave's back.
Right.
Oh my God, he hasn't just bought one. He's bought a quiver full of arrows.
So these are some of the ones that I shoot that I use.
Yeah.
I've got an older arrow which is an Ottoman design. So it's got super low profile fletches
Oh
on there.
wow.
And they're all
Is that like a flight feather being very, very low so it doesn't create too much? I know flight
uh,
feathers are a lot shorter, those paper ones are.
yeah, they're not a flight arrow. These are modelled off of an old Ottoman arrow. So the fletchings are the same height as what an Ottoman arrow would have been.
They're
So we've
almost non existent. They're so low profile.
so we've got those. These are my roving ones that I use. So some nice
Oh,
pseudo
wow.
fletches on there. These have got horn inserts on the inside as well, and
They
all stained up.
remind me of the trad snipe, some of the trad snipers' feathers on these English longbow arrows.
just going down that route. I mean, these are very similar to Lee's arrows, and that's the thing with wood arrows; they can look so
Oh,
beautiful.
God, yeah.
Yeah. Like I say, I've got three sets I'm on with at the moment, but I won't show you those because the people that they're for haven't seen them yet.
Yeah.
So
Oh, no, no, no.
um,
You can't spoil it for them.
they're my roving arrows. They're just quite simple, like 4-inch turkey feathers there with a
Yeah.
self knock. Obviously, the knocks are all cut. But these are birch bark wrapped at the front here.
Bloody hell.
So they're reinforced with a birch bark. So obviously it's just peeled off the tree and
Yeah.
it's bound and sanded, so it's all nice and smooth, and they're all stained on there as well.
Oh,
So
mate, they look lovely.
yeah, there's plenty that keeps me going.
I'm not surprised.
There are some of my last year's arrows. Actually, they're not last year. They died last year, but these arrows were about 6 years old now, and they don't
Oh,
get used anymore.
oh wow.
They're battered, yeah, so they don't get used anymore. But yeah, if anybody wants to see pictures of them, just have a look on the Facebook or the Instagram. There's loads of ones on there that I've made for people.
Well, what I'll
So I
do
never
is
keep the nice ones. I sell them all.
in the show notes for this, I'll put all your socials links in the show notes. And while you're
Lovely.
getting those, I said this is the point where folks that normally listen on audio only sites are
Yeah.
going to have to make a note of the timestamp, head over to YouTube and have a look at them on YouTube.
There you go.
As we were talking about crafting, we were talking about the remarkable Mr. Chittenden, he of the Dirty Gnome Leather Company.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, just before he got his website up, I made the mistake of Googling Dirty Gnome Leather. You don't want to know what I was subjected to. Right, folks, now I've got a couple of tabs from Paul, which are amazing. Mr. Trad Sniper has just had a tab off him.
I've seen his video today of his first.
Mate, he sent me that video before he posted it.
Wow.
When I got Paul's tabs, I raved about them and I was shouting it from the rooftop how amazing these are. But because my first one I had last February, I think that was the Italian Cordovan, then I had the English Cordovan one. And because I was so new to trad, they were the first tabs I'd ever bought.
Mm.
You know, but the conversation, I came across him. I just had this random post come up on Instagram about the Dirty Gnome Dragon tab.
Yeah.
And I managed to find out who it was, spoke to him, and I didn't know what I was doing with tabs. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I had a conversation with him and he talked me through everything. I sent him photos of my fingers with a tape measure across. And he said, I know exactly what you need. And mate, you got it spot on. And
wouldn't believe as well.
I was shouting from the rooftops how good this was, but I had zero credibility because they were my first tabs and I was 2 months into trad.
Yeah.
And I think people have cottoned on now. This guy isn't, right. Go on, show us what you've had from him, Nathan. Look at him, it's like a little show and tell. He's grinning from here to here.
So when I spoke to Paul, I sent him a picture of a dragon.
Yeah.
To keep a kind of a Welsh theme going. And when I seen your bracer originally, I fell in love with that, and the craftsmanship in that was
mate, it's mind blowing, isn't it?
Looks like the bark of a tree that you're wrapping around your arm. It's incredible what you can do with leather.
Yeah.
So I seen his scaled ones. And I thought, maybe it'd be nice to get a dragon scaled bracer, and got him to actually put the belly of the dragon onto the brace. So he's carved in the belly ridges there. And
I don't think a lot of people realise that's not one massive stamp with the dragon scales, is it? It's every scale is individually stamped.
All painted.
That's beautiful, mate.
It's absolutely stunning and so comfortable to use as well.
Yeah.
But the first thing I ever seen, I think, of Paul's was his string keepers.
Yeah.
And obviously, being Welsh, dragons draw my attention quite quickly.
Yeah.
So when I seen these, I was blown away. And he even messaged me when he made this one, saying he was looking for faults with it because he wanted to keep it. Because it's the best one he's done yet. So,
mate, he's got Gene Simmons' tongue as well.
So yeah, there's
gorgeous
string keeper. And that, I'll just pop this back for a second. He then started making these arrow cleaners, and he went well into detail.
Oh wow!
With this, the eyes all carved.
You can't believe what that bloke can do with leather, can you?
All right.
It's incredible, and obviously the multicolored tassels for the flames.
Yeah.
it's out there, and like I said, the customer service is just something else.
It is
You don't get that service from
an artist and a gentleman.
Yeah, correct. And
Yeah.
have you seen his back quiver?
Oh, mate, that was like, yeah.
Like, have you seen that, Dave? His back quiver.
I've not seen this. No, I'm gonna have to go and have a look at it, I think.
Oh, he's made a back quiver, and he's got like a full dragon going all the way up the back quiver. So its tail, its wings, and stuff. Oh, it's out of this world.
I'll have a look at that tomorrow. That's cool.
You'll spot him in a crowd with it.
Yeah, nice.
Spot him in the crowd. Beautiful work, but it's mental that he can do this out of leather, because I say Rich's bracer. It literally looks like the bark of a tree. It looks like the picture that you sent over to him.
Yeah. I've just had a message from Degsy saying, thought you might like what's going on my YouTube channel.
Degsy posted earlier on the video from when we shot in the fog.
Ah. Oh, yeah, Monsters in the Mist.
Yeah,
he
that was an epic day.
That
video you guys did was
amazing,
superb.
You couldn't have asked for any better weather up there for that. It looked like a horror movie.
Right, I'm going to see if I can find now.
I think my phone's going to die.
Bloody hell. Just over 3.5 hours. We don't do short here, mate. Like Nathan's dick.
I was told 2 inches is acceptable.
Some ladies like it that wide. No, when you said when you said he was doing some dragon stuff for you, I nearly messaged him and said, "Can we do a wind up and can you send him a sheep one, please?" Mate, I'd have paid for him to do that and send you that before the dragon.
I would have used it.
If it had made one though, it'd have been an absolute. It would have been a work of art because it's works of art to create, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Will's got an order in with him at the moment. He goes under Goose Bowman.
Yeah.
He's having a goose feathered bracer made.
Oh, and knowing Paul is going to carve every little. Oh, mate.
Looking forward to seeing how that turns out.
Yeah.
I might have to approach him with some owl-related goods.
Yeah.
Hang on, I just thought, if Will's goose, are you Maverick? The two of them walking onto a course with highway to the danger zone blaring out of the phones.
Will's making some archery-related goods as well now.
Oh, what's he doing?
Some arrow rakes and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Other things. So that'll be quite interesting. They'll launch pretty soon. I should imagine he's in the workshop quite often doing it.
I should imagine he could sell them on Ann Summers, couldn't he? It's a big Willie arrow rake.
Big Willie rake.
The one he made the other day, it looked like a sword. So it was just the full handle of the sword.
Jesus.
Beautiful. And he just had it in his back quiver, and all you could see was the handle.
Oh, mate.
Really?
Is it just me, or is the level of artistry and craftsmanship in this country in archery accessories going through the roof?
I think it is, absolutely. Yeah.
I'd say Mr. Chittenden's he's raised the bar so high that everybody else is up in their game.
They have to compete.
Yeah, and yes, Paul, we are bigging you up. We're not blowing smoke up your arse, mate. You are an absolute fucking artist.
Yeah. 100%.
Right, whose phone's dying, by the way? Who said that?
Mine's on its way out, and I've got a very early start in the morning as well, so I might.
Right. Well, we've been going almost 3 3.75 hours. Let's quickly run through. Dave, your socials, please. I will put links in the show notes.
Lovely. So mine's Journey with Arrows. You can find that across all social media sites. So it's on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
Excellent. Mr. Vaughan. Hang on, wasn't that the construction fleet in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Hitchhiker's Guide to Wales.
Sorry, Rob.
So yeah, you can find me on Instagram. I'm under the Clwyd Archer. That's CLWYD_Archer. Also on TikTok, very new on there at the moment. So I will be posting a fair bit more stuff on there eventually. But right now it's predominantly on Instagram.
Wales, the only Clwyd, the only country name with all consonants and no vowels. In all honesty, I do fucking love Wales, and I love the Welsh accent. I used to hate hearing women swear until I heard Charlotte's Church swearing like a tree.
Yeah.
Mate, that accent of hers and cussing. Oh my God, I just melted. Right, you know where to find me, folks. Just Google Archery Geek Outdoors and all kinds of unpleasantness appears before your eyes. Gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure to sit and have a conversation with you. We've gone 3 3/4 hours.
Thank you very much.
It has been
thank you very much. Thank you.
I'll start editing this tomorrow. I don't know whether it'll be up tomorrow or Monday because I've got a bucket full to do tomorrow. I've got a huge honey-do list. At some point, we have to shoot together as well.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
Right, Clay's going to let me know dates that the Danes are available for a weekend for us to head over there. As soon as I know, I'll let you guys know. I hope you, if time allows, I'd love you both to be there.
Amazing.
It'd be, mate, it'd be really, really good. It really would. Thank you so much for joining us. Dave, I hope we didn't horrify you too much. Like I say, I have the most base sense of humour of a 12-year-old. And
not at all. I think if anybody had been reading our messages back and forth prior to this, then I think... No, we're all good, man. We're all good.
Excellent. I should continue watching your stuff on YouTube. I love it, mate. Those are gorgeous. Right, folks. I hope you've enjoyed listening to this. Remember, stay safe, shoot straight. Good night. Right. Well, let's stop recording.